Must be something heaven sends. Payback for the love I spent.
ERA. Again, for the Mets, Nimmo, Lindor, Soto, Alonso, McNeil, Marte, Beatty, Alvarez, and Mauricio. And now for the San Francisco Giants, led by Bob Melvin. They come into play tonight at 54 and 51, 7 games back of first place in the National League West. Leading off, the center fielder, Jung-Ho Lee. Elliot Ramos is the left fielder, batting second. Rafael Devers, not at first base tonight. He's the designated hitter, batting third. And the cleanup hitters, the shortstop, Willie Adames. Matt Chapman bats fifth. At third base, Mike Yastrzemski. In right field, bats sixth. Batting seventh, the former Met and first baseman Dom Smith. Patrick Bailey bats eighth and does the catching. And batting ninth at second base, Brett Wisely. On the mound to start for San Francisco, it's the left-hander, Matt Gage. Lee, Ramos, Devers, Adames, Chapman, Yastrzemski, Smith, Bailey, Wisely. Mets are in the alternate blues, Keith, and the Giants, we finally get a chance to see those classic cream uniforms.
Yeah, they're beautiful, and so are those Mets blues, the alternates that they have debuted for 2025, and whatever they've been wearing, doesn't matter the day, they have been winning. Mets have won 6 games in a row. They come in with a chance to go a game and a half up on Philly with a W tonight. Matt Gage, the first of this bullpen game for the Giants. First pitch swinging. Nimmo grounds one to second. Wisely up with it. Throws to first in time to get Nimmo. So that's how this game starts. 1 pitch and 1 out for Brandon. Defensively for San Francisco, Elliot Ramos plays left. Jung-Ho Lee in center field. Mike Yastrzemski out at right. Matt Chapman at the hot corner. Willie Adames at short. Brett Wisely, who just made that play, he's at second. And our old buddy Dom Smith plays first base. Patrick Bailey, who is almost a hero last night, does the catching. Here's Lindor batting right. First pitch from the lefty, in for a strike, a slider, and it's 0-1. Francisco switch hitter batting right-handed. Had a hit and a walk yesterday. A big game on Friday. Hit his 20th home run. He's up to 58 RBIs. And 6 for his last 13 since shaking that 0 for 31 ugly stretch. The worst stretch, actually, of his career. 0-1. Line foul to the right, and it's 0-2. Now, this spot in the rotation for the Giants was Hayden Birdsong. It's kind of been a little bit messy. They didn't know who was going to start a couple of days ago. They thought maybe they'd get Carson Seymour out there, but they are going to start with the lefty, Matt Gage, and then eventually work to Seymour, the righty. 0-2, that misses low, and it's a ball and 2 strikes. Mets last night saw Robbie Ray, who was pretty good. It was a tight game. Mets won it 2-1. They got the right hit there at the end against Robbie Ray, who pitched well enough to win. So did David Peterson. Just Mark Vientos got him for a 2-run double. 1-2, grounded foul outside of third. That stays 1-2 on Lindor. And then Friday, Mets beat Logan Webb, who's been a guy that for years and years has had their number. So really good performances by the Mets against the best starters the Giants have to offer. The infield is back around to the left. The 1-2. Strike 3 called very top of the zone, outside corner. Lindor down looking at 93. 2 up and 2 down for Matt Gage, who, as we told you on Friday when we saw him last out of the Giants bullpen, kind of a paper Met. He has pitched at the big league level with Toronto, Houston, and then earlier this year before he got to San Francisco, 6 games out of the Detroit bullpen. But he has been everywhere, a lot of different organizations. Facing Juan Soto, first pitch, in for a strike. Soto taking all the way, takes the fastball, and it's 0-1. Soto up to 83 walks. He's been walking a ton, even though he is just 6 for his last 45. 0-1. Way inside, almost hit him, and he shoots a look back to the catcher, Patrick Bailey. Now, Soto's got that kind of sitcom face, like Jim from The Office. If something will happen, and he'll look to a camera off in the distance that obviously is not there, but usually it's the catcher who's the camera. He kind of jackknife out of the way, shot his hips back, leaned his body forward over the plate. Here's the 1-1. Breaky ball, missed outside, 2 balls and a strike.
It's a great comparison. We all know that John Krasinski look.
We've probably all done it in our lives at some point, right? 100%. You're in a room, somebody says something, you just go, is anybody else hearing this? The 2-1. Hit hard right side on the ground, smothered by Smith, who flips to the pitcher, covering in time. Side retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Mets. Giants coming up, bottom of the first in the Bay Area. On
maybe I'm an alien. Must be something heaven sends. Payback for the love I spent. Oh my, this time I'ma keep it gone. Stay fucked up, feel so good. High on my, the sky underneath my feet. It never looked so good. Oh my,
his third Mets season, making start number 16. So far, 7-3 with a microscopic 1.79 earned run average. And for Senga, good matchup here with these Giants. This is actually one of the teams that he saw very, very early in his Mets career. Fourth start ever in 2023 was against this team at this ballpark. Facing lefty Jung-Hoo Lee. First pitch from Senga. Dots the outside corner. Good-looking cutter there to get started. The count 0-1. This is the third outing for Senga coming off the injured list. Saw Kansas City, saw the Angels. Since coming back from the hamstring strain. 0-1. Fouled straight back. The count 0-2 on Lee. Now, before we get into Senga, Jung-Hoo Lee last night, if you were with us late listening or watching, you saw that ball off Lee's bat in the ninth, sailed toward right center, and almost left the yard off Edwin Diaz to tie the game, but just missed. 0-2. Hit hard to the right side. Grabbed by first by Pete Alonso. He runs the bag in time. One away. Now, Lee hit the ball 2 feet or so from going out, right off that high brick wall in right. He ended up at second base. And after, of course, Pete Alonso makes the great leaping catch on Patrick Bailey to end the game, the dust settled and everybody reacting to that. Guys getting on the bus, leaving the clubhouse. The big nugget was that double was a home run in 29 of 30 ballparks, and this was the only one it wasn't a home run. Pitch to Elliot Ramos with one out. Fouled back to the screen. The count 0-1. That's how close it was last night. Multiple times for the Mets. But in baseball, a win is a win, even though there were a lot of hard-hit outs by the Giants. The Mets won 2-1. So Mets in good position here, but the Giants a little bit desperate to try to win this game. They've lost 8 of 10. Senga, deep breath, deals the 0-1 to the righty. Misses low and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. Code, I mentioned 2 starts back from the IL. First one in Kansas City was 67 pitches. The one against the Angels, a lot of walks, 73 pitches. So probably in the 80-pitch area today. Sun shining on him, the 1-1. Missed down low, tried the forkball. That's 2 balls and a strike. Umpires lineup brought to you by RWJ Barnabas Health. Let's be healthy together. Visit rwjbh.org. Ryan Blakeney has the plate. Junior Valentine at first. Marvin Hudson at second. Brock Ballou at third. 2-1. Missed low and away to the righty, and it's 3 balls and a strike on Ramos. Ramos was hitting leadoff first 2 days. Batting at .270, 14 homers and 50 RBIs. An all-star this year for San Francisco. Senga lifts the leg, 3-1 pitch. Downstairs, he walks him. Now, talk to Carlos Mendoza before the game about little things to look for with Senga and this Giants lineup in particular. Certain lineups are more aggressive, more passive, look for these pitches and these counts. And Carlos just kind of stopped the tape and just said he just needs to throw his stuff in the zone. They feel confident about that, getting these guys out in this ballpark where it's tough to hit. So walks are the enemy, and an immediate walk for Senga. So here's Rafael Devers, 1-on-1 out, bottom of the first. Pitch. Breaking ball, swoops in for a strike. 0-1. Devers at the center of it yesterday in a tight 2-1 game that the Mets won. He made some really rough-looking plays at first base. Just his third ever game there. So today, gets the half day. He's the DH. Deep breath from Senga. 0-1. Line toward third. Caught by Mauricio, and he looks the runner back to first without making a throw. So a second out for Senga. That was a bullet off Devers' bat. He didn't even have time to drop the bat. That's how quickly it got out to Mauricio. And there's 2 away.
Mets hadn't played perfectly. That was 102 off the bat. Very similar to the ball that he hit yesterday in the first inning against David Peterson for a base hit. This one was right at Ronnie.
No score, bottom 1. Runner at first is Ramos, who's taken 5 out of 9 in stolen bases this year. Giants don't run at all. Here's Willie Adames batting right. Pitch. Fastball strike outside corner. It's 0-1. Check the Mets defensive alignment, brought to you by Orlin & Cohen Orthopedic Group. Experiencing orthopedic pain? Well, they've got specialists for that. Nimmo in left, McNeil in center, Soto in right. Senga holds. 0-1. Adames slips it foul off to the right. 0-2. Ronnie Mauricio just made that play. He's at third. Francisco Lindor at shortstop. Second baseman today, Brett Beatty. Pete Alonso at first. And Francisco Alvarez does the catching. The way this series lined up, out here at least, 7 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 4 o'clock, you can get Alvarez in there. This is not totally the day game after night game thing. Infield back, Senga ready right in the middle of that white rubber. 0-2. Missed low and in with a fork ball, and it's a ball and 2 strikes.
6 o'clock start local time last night, 4 o'clock start today, so gives Alvarez a couple of extra hours to get back and be able to play all 3.
Pete holding on the runner at first. No score, bottom 1 in San Francisco. Beautiful day out here. Ramos takes an extra lead, 1-2. Hit hard on one hop to third. Grabbed by Mauricio. Flings the short way to second in time to get the lead runner. And the side is retired. Does Senga score his first inning? We're done. Nothing. Mets and Giants just getting started. We go to the second inning next on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Murano.
Maybe I'm an alien. Must be something heaven sent. Payback for the love I spent. All my
2 in tonight's bullpen game for the Giants. Matt Gaves through the first inning. Scoreless frame as the lefty. And so the righty now, Spencer Bivens, comes on. Pennsylvania native. Tall guy, 6'4", tall and slender, 217 pounds, facing righty-lefty-righty, starting with Pete Alonso and Jeff McNeil and Starling Marte. Bob Melvin's going to mix and match all day. And so Bivens, the righty, gets inning number 2. Works from the windup. First pitch, Pete takes outside with ball 1. Now, Pete last night looked like basically a gold glove first baseman. Some of the picks that he made, it was working those feet off the bag, and, of course, the catch at the end of the game. The 1-0, swing and a miss, high cheese. That's 1 ball and 1 strike. And he's really been a shining star, even though in this series he's just 1 for 8. Does have a sacrifice fly and an RBI, but more glove than bat here in San Francisco. 1-1. Pop foul backing out of play. And it's 1-2. But nights like last night where it just kind of came together because nobody could hit Pete in the chest on the infield. That's a whole other story. That's why he was so good, picking balls in the dirt. 1-2, up and in, 2 balls and 2 strikes. It was a perfect ending to the movie that he's the guy that makes that play at the end of that game because he had already done such an amazing job in a tight game throughout the first 8 innings. 2-2, bounce towards short. Adames to his right has it, sets, fires, got him. So Alonso retired, 1 away in the second inning, which is powered by Invesco QQQ, the official ETF of the New York Mets. Tomorrow's innovation awaits with Invesco QQQ. Let's rethink possibility. So Pete retired. He was the cleanup hitter, brought to you by Roto-Rooter. Leave plumbing to the pros at Roto-Rooter. Here is Jeff McNeil. Jeff was off last night, playing center field today. Bivens fires. A pitch hit hard to first. Diving stop by Dom Smith from his knees. Throws to first to the pitcher covering. What a play. So McNeil getting robbed by his old teammate Dom Smith. Diving deep at first. By the time he grabbed it and threw from his knees, he was a foot in foul territory. Nice play. So 5 up and 5 down for San Francisco pitching. No score, top 2. Here is Starling Marte, who had a really, really great game yesterday. And back in the lineup today. 2 doubles and a walk. First pitch. Up and in. He takes with ball 1. Hits in 5 straight for Starling Marte, who is 11 for his last 19. Very, very good. A couple of bats better than 500. The infield back around to the left. Bivens is 1-0. Swing and a miss. Caught her away, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Now, on the Giants pitching staff, they do have Justin Verlander here, but he pitched in Atlanta right before this series started. 1-1 hit the other way. Another base hit for Marte. Right past the second baseman going into right field. So making hits in 6 straight for Starling. First base runner of the day for the Mets. And we'll bring up another guy who's been hot, Brett Beatty. But Verlander is going to pitch this coming series. Pittsburgh will be here, and then the Giants will do the reverse. They'll go to New York, play the Mets at Citi Field Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then go to Pittsburgh. So I'll see a lot of each other these next few days. Beatty stands in, calls for his time. Brad again hits an 8 straight. That's a career best number. He's already hit 11 home runs, which is also a career best mark. 33 RBIs. OPS up to 716. No score, top 2, runner at first. Bivens fires. Missed away with a changeup. That's 1 ball and no strikes. Bivens signed with San Francisco, came up through their system. And in his second year here with the Giants at the big league level. The 1-0. Beatty shoots it foul to the left, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. Pitchers, or I should say, managers never love these bullpen games. Bob Melvin is doing it, and boy, the Mets throughout most of June and July, they had their fair share of bullpen games too. Hopefully, for the Mets at least, that's in the rearview mirror with Senga back, Minaya back, Montas healthy, Blackburn on the way back. 1-1, dots the outside corner, strike, and it's 1-2. So bullpen game. Said it all weekend. TBA throwing on Sunday, and every inning is going to be TBA from here on out. 2 outs, 2 strikes. Marte a small lead at first. Smith holding him on. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Beatty Chase 94 upstairs. No runs, 1 hit, and 1 left at first base. We go to the bottom of the second in San Francisco. No score on Odyssey Mets Radio. Powered by the all-new Nissan Murano.
Think a new central air conditioning system is out of your budget? Think again. Sloman's is here to change.
Introducing baseball's all-new national pregame show, MLB Tonight, live at 5. Join Greg, Harold, and Dan, and a star-studded roster for a preview of all the night's matchups. Get a first look at the lineups.
Everything looks good right now for the Yankees.
First take from the players.
I'm just excited to put any pair of cleats on.
And the first of many breakdowns before the first pitch. A full night of baseball starts at 5. MLB Tonight's national pregame show. Weekdays at 5 Eastern on MLB Network.
Let's see if we can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Kodai Senga. Chapman at 241, 14 homers and 38 RBIs. Missed a big chunk of time with a hand injury. He's a right-hand hitter. First pitch. He's going to foul back behind home plate to count 0-1 on Chapman. The Giants in this series have had the hits. They've had 18 hits. A lot. 2 runs. They have been empty with men in scoring position. That was kind of the story of the game last night for their offense. In a ballpark that's hard enough to hit him. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball in for a strike, and it's 0-2. If you look out to straightaway center field above the big video scoreboard, Oracle Park above that clock, you've got a lot of flags blowing straight out to center field. 391 to center here in San Francisco. 0-2, missed low, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And then you look at the flags above Levi's Landing in right, that high brick wall. Flag of the U.S., California state flag, and many others blowing out toward right. But it's still not that easy. 1-2. Just missed outside with 96. 2-2. Ryan Blakeney called it away. Senga was looking for the strikeout there, looking in at Blakeney, asking where that missed. And frankly, we would love to know too. But anyway, 2-2 on Matt Chapman. The pitch. Got him looking right down the middle at the knees. Chapman retired on strikes. First one of the day for Kodai Senga. First Mets strikeout brought to you by Weichert Realtors. Don't settle for a good agent. Go for a great one at Weichert.com. So here's Mike Yastrzemski, left-handed hitter. And speaking of strikeouts, Kodai Senga, that's of course the first one of the day. He's on a pretty good list of Japanese-born players. Pitch to Yaz. In for a strike, 0-1. Coming into today, 45 Major League starts for Senga since he debuted back in 2023. Remember, he missed all that time last year, so not a ton of starts over his short career. Here's the 0-1. Bounces to the plate. He spiked that forkball, and it's 1-1. Yu Darvish 364 strikeouts. Hideo Nomo, 360. And Kodai Senga's third on that list. One of the fastest Japanese-born pitchers to get to those high strikeout numbers. And today especially is a very special day for Japanese-born players, with Ichiro Suzuki going into the Hall of Fame. Gave his speech a couple of hours ago in upstate New York. 1-1. Missed down low, 2 balls and a strike. He did it in English.
Yes.
Which we've always heard inklings that Ichiro's English was pretty good. And to hear him deliver it, poised, excellent speaker. There's also one thing that stood out to me. Here's the 2-1. Missed low, 3 balls and a strike. You wish he would speak more English when he was playing, because he's freaking hilarious.
Yeah.
And we found that out with something he said about the Miami Marlins in his Hall of Fame speech, which will go down in history. Here comes a 3-1. Missed outside, ball 4. Senga's walked a second giant. First of this inning, second of the game. And so Dom Smith will bat. We'll pause 10 seconds, station ID.
This is Odyssey Mets Radio on WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
At Oracle Park alongside Pat McCarthy, my name is Keith Rad. No score, bottom of the second inning, 1-on-1 out, with Dom Smith in a giant uniform. Pitch. In for a strike, 0-1. Now, on that Ichiro Suzuki nugget that was hilarious, he was talking about the year that the Miami Marlins extended him a contract. Late in his career, 2015 season. Senga set. 0-1. Strike outside corner, 0-2. Said David Sampson, I guess, was there today.
Yeah.
So you extended me a contract, quite frankly, I never heard of your team. He said this in his Hall of Fame speech.
For a team that won the World Series while he was playing.
I mean, that is the shadiest of shady shades that ever did shade for Ichiro Suzuki.
Amazing.
I mean, and again, that's in a formal setting. Imagine Ichiro every day in the clubhouse. Runner breaks, 0-2 pitches, hit hard where the shortstop would have been, going into center field. Yastrzemski gets to third as McNeil fires in. Base hit to center for Dom Smith. Sets the Giants up with runners at the corners and 1 out. Perfectly executed hit and run, if that's what the game plan was. With a lefty up, you had the shortstop, Francisco Lindor, cutting over to the bag because the runner's about to break. And where did Dom Smith hit it? Right where Lindor would have been standing.
Yeah, whether that was a hit and run or a run and hit, it does not matter. That pitch was away and off the plate, and Dom Smith did exactly what you are supposed to do with that pitch. He just shot it through the empty hole. If he tries to pull that ball, he rolls over on it. He went the opposite way, gets a base hit out of it. Giants are really struggling to get things going offensively. Sometimes you have to put guys in motion.
Here's Patrick Bailey, bottom of the second, no score. Giants threatening. Bailey batting left. First pitch. Swing and a miss. Off speed. Very aggressive swing. That's 0-1. Again, Patrick Bailey was up there. 9th inning last night. Tying man at second. Ripped a ball that Pete made a leaping catch on at the very edge of the infield dirt. Ball game. 0-1. Missed outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Some great images just for this entire weekend for the defense that Pete has provided. I enjoyed him giving the ball a little smooch there at the end of the game. I enjoyed on Friday when Ronnie Mauricio put his arms around him because he had a low throw to first that Pete dug out. A lot of good defense for him this weekend in San Francisco. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Bailey, a sucker for that forkball that was nowhere close. And it's 1-2. We're coming to you live from the Bigelow Tea broadcast booth. Bigelow Tea, grab a mug and tea proudly. Forkball is such a weapon for Kodai Senga. Kind of goes without saying, as a Met fan, you just kind of take for granted how good it is. But up there with one of the best pitches in the game. That's a lot of swing and miss on that forkball. Runners at the corners with 1 out. 1-2. Looking for the strikeout here. Senga's pitch. Swing and a miss. Guess what? Forkball in the dirt, and Bailey, the latest victim. 2 outs in this second inning. It's unbelievable because they know it's coming, and they still can't touch it. The league is hitting 107. That number, of course, has gone down in this inning because Chapman struck out on the forkball. Bailey has struck out on the forkball. It is hard enough to identify and then put the bat on the ball at all. But not out of the woods yet. Here's the 9-man, skinny lefty, Brett Wisely. No score, bottom 2. Runners at the corners. Alonso holding on, Smith at first. Yastrzemski leads from third. First pitch. In for a strike. A cutter to get ahead. 0-1. Wisely, who's been up and down from AAA last few years. He's gotten into 19 games this year with the Giants. 9 for 41. That's a .220 batting average. Mauricio right there at third. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Fastball at 95, and it's 0-2. So Senga, who has walked the batter, given up a single in the inning, has now thrown 2 strikes here to Brett Wisely. Jung-Hoo Lee is on deck. Tough hitter. Senga trying to go after the 9-man. The righty set. The 0-2 in the dirt, blocked by Alvarez. Good job on the forkball. So ball and 2 strikes now on Wisely. Probably an average distance, maybe a little shorter between the plate and the screen behind home plate. So ball gets by Alvarez. I think Yastrzemski would be digging for the plate. But Alvarez could probably get back there pretty quickly if he needed to. Outfield a touch the other way. First and third for the Giants. 2 outs, 2 strikes. Pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him with the forkball. Kodai Senga sticks a fork in Chapman, Bailey, and Wisely. Strikes out 3 and leaves a pair. Done with 2 scoreless in San Francisco on Odyssey Mets Radio. Powered by the all-new Nissan Murano.
Let's go, Mets!
Summer can be a prime time for orthopedic injuries. RWJ Barnabas Health reminds.
It's a great night for baseball.
This matchup features some of the best talent in the game. A lot of power, a lot of marquee names.
Here we go. Buckle up, folks. There's a guy who wants to be in the spotlight. The bats have come alive. A showstopper. We're just playing Powerball. This place doesn't know what hit them. These teams are entertaining, are they not?
The show continues. Experience game-to-game coverage of the night's biggest moments, live and commercial-free. MLB Network Strike Zone, Wednesday and Friday nights all season.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo Taco, a home run hit to the opposite field.
Austin Hayes with an Oppo Taco. His 13th, and it's a 1-run game.
Expand your vocabulary by listening to every game on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
He was fantastic. Back-to-back strikeouts to keep the Giants off the board. And now we get set for the top of the 3rd inning. Francisco Alvarez, Ronnie Mauricio, and Brandon Nimmo to face Spencer Bivens out for his 2nd inning of work. First pitch to Alvarez is in for a strike. It's 0-1. Now Bivens can give the Giants a little bit of length. He went 3 1/3 back on June 14th against the Dodgers. The timeout called. The 0-1. In for a strike. It's 0-2. It's the 2nd appearance in the series for Bivens. Scoreless inning back in game 1. 0-2 pitch misses wide. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, to say that Spencer Bivens is a journeyman is a bit of an understatement. 1-2. Fouled off and out of play off to the right. Into the sweet level. It's still 1 ball and 2 strikes. Keith told you he's from Pennsylvania. Grew up in State College. He is a proud Nittany Lion. But he has pitched everywhere. 1-2. Upstairs. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And he's the perfect example of if you're good, they will find you. His college experience started in North Carolina. Eventually, he ended up at Penn State. 2-2. Swung on, hit back up the middle into center field, and down, a base hit. Jung-Ho Lee plays it on a hop and tosses it in, and Francisco Alvarez is aboard with a leadoff single in the bottom of the 3rd inning. His 5th hit since being recalled from AAA. He's now 5 for 14. And the Mets have the leadoff man on. Ronnie Mauricio's next. Scoreless game, top 3. Finale here in San Francisco. Bivens sets from the bell in the first pitch. Swung on, ground ball foul. First base side. That's split Smith and Antoine Richardson. He counts no balls and 1 strike on Ronnie Mauricio. 224, 4 homers, and 6 RBIs for the switch hitter. Next pitch swung on and served out towards shallow right and down, a base hit. Alvarez froze for a moment, so he stops at second. Throw comes in, and the Mets have back-to-back base hits to kickstart the top of the 3rd inning. And the order flips for Brandon Nimmo to bat for the 2nd time tonight. Now's the perfect time to get a Peerless Boiler. Don't wait. Go to peerlessboilers.com for more information and an installer near you. Remember, Peerless Boilers, the world's best-built boilers. Nimmo's 0 for 1 tonight. He's facing Bivens for the first time. Grounded out against Matt Gage back in the 1st. Runners at 1st and 2nd. First pitch. Nimmo shows bunt, pulls back, takes low. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
Now, Matt Chapman just shot a look into the dugout, the third baseman for the Giants, wondering what the signs are. He gets the sign and relays it to the infield. So if Nimmo does lay one down, now the Giants are prepared. I don't think they were expecting Nimmo to lay one down. We're certainly not expecting to lay one down, but just in case.
Well, Nimmo was held off base last night. That snapped an 18-game on-base streak, but he has been spectacular for the Mets. 1-0 pitch. Swinging a sharp ground ball on 1 hop to second, picked by Wisely on his backside, flipped to second for 1, back to first, not in time. An absolute rocket off the bat of Brandon Nimmo, and a sensational defensive play by Brett Wisely to get the out at second base. He was screened by the second base umpire, Marvin Hudson, and he was somehow able to make that play.
Yeah, ball gets by. That's probably a run with the way Alvarez was running off the bat and the way the outfielders were set up. That thing gets by. It's out to right center, so at least saves a run and nearly turned out into a double play. Giants looked at the replay, but Nimmo certainly beat it out on the relay throw at first.
So here's 1st and 3rd with 1 away. And Francisco Lindor an opportunity to give the Mets an early lead. First pitch. Swinging a ground ball, softly hit foul, first base side. And the count is 0-1. So the Giants at 1st and 3rd with 1 out in the bottom of the 2nd inning, could not score. And now the Mets have an opportunity, 1st and 3rd, 1 out in the top of the 3rd inning of this scoreless game. Lindor went down on strikes against Matt Gage in the 1st. Now batting from the left side. The infield is back, the 0-1. Swinging a soft ground ball over the mound, charging in Adames. The shortstop fields, flipped to first in time for the out. Alvarez scores from 3rd. Nimmo goes to 2nd. And Francisco Lindor gives the Mets a 1-0 lead on the RBI groundout.
It's the old Baltimore chop. Goes straight down into the dirt, pops up and over the pitcher, over the mound, and settles, or bounces, I should say, right behind the mound. So just perfect, right? That ground ball not hit hard enough to turn a double play, hitting the soft spot there, and Lindor is out, but the Mets have the lead.
So here's Soto with a runner at second base. First pitch. Taken wide. It's 1 ball and no strikes, a 96-mile-an-hour sinker. Soto's going through it a bit right now. 6 for his last 46 with his 0 for 1 earlier. Average right around 130 during that stretch. 1-0 pitch. Taking a called strike. Counts 1-1. Soto was 0 for 3 last night with a run scored. The 1-1. Taken low, 2 balls, 1 strike. 1-0 Mets, top of the third inning. RBI ground out by Francisco Lindor. Nimmo, the runner at second base, the 2-1. Called strike. Top of the zone, and it's 2-2. And now Soto asks for time. Hoping to extend the inning for Pete Alonso, who waits on deck. That's trying to throw up a crooked number here in the third inning. Leading the Giants 1-0. Bivens ready, and the 2-2 pitch. Outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. So 3-2 the count on Soto. Nimmo extends off second base, payoff pitch. Swung on, popped up. Behind home plate, Bailey sheds the mask, gives it a look, and it's out of play.
That was a really good pitch by Spencer Bivens, up and in. It looked like it was high, it looked like Soto had chased, but it was right there on the high inside part of the zone, and that's really tough for a righty pitcher to come up and in like that to a lefty. That's a professional fight off there by Soto to keep the at-bat alive, and luckily the wind, if the wind was a factor at all, helped that ball find the seats.
So we'll do it again, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Bivens about to throw his 32nd pitch. He looks at Nimmo at second. He's ready, the 3-2. Strike 3 called it. Got him looking with 93, a cutter at the bottom of the zone. And Soto down on strikes. So the Mets settle for 1 on an RBI ground out by Francisco Lindor. They leave 1 in scoring position after 2 hits and take a 1-0 lead to the bottom of the third inning. On Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Murano.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 1921.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy. It's a home run, and the Cardinals have won the game by the score of 3-2 on a home run by the Wizard. Go crazy.
Catch the next unforgettable call on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Every game night is a chance to go big with MLB Big Inning. Turn on baseball's only nightly show that brings you the biggest plays of the night, live and commercial-free.
Strikes him out.
No one stacks more clutch plays into one live show with up to 4 games on a single screen.
Out of here! He is on fire. It's a walk-off win.
Change up game night with baseball's biggest game changer, MLB Big Inning, presented by Best Western. Every night, all season long on MLB.tv.
Take a hack at guessing which baseball player or manager said the following.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just so happy I gave something these people cheer. We all did. I mean, it was a great game. Both teams played incredible. It was a great game.
That's Mike Piazza after he hit an 8th inning go-ahead home run in the first New York Mets home game after 9/11. Hear moments like this and more on the MLB app and MLB.com.
Let's see if you can figure out the following baseball slang term. Today's phrase is Oppo Taco. Do you know what it means? Oppo.
Back in San Francisco, bottom of the third inning, and the Mets lead the Giants 1-0. Kodai Senga back to work to face the top of the Giants order. Jung-Ho Lee, Elia Ramos, and Rafael Devers. Mets scored a run on the RBI ground out by Francisco Lindor. First pitch to Jung-Ho Lee. Misses outside for a ball. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. Lee grounded to first back in the first inning against Senga. 1-0 pitch. Drops it in for a strike, a cutter. And the count's 1-1. Ronnie Mauricio, the Mets' third baseman, is off the line over at third, but does have his toes on the grass, protecting against a potential bunt. 1-1, skips up to the plate. 2 balls, 1 strike. We saw Lee last night when he brought home the only Giants run on a fielder's choice. Squared to bunt, despite the fact that there was a runner at third. 2-1. Upstairs, 3 balls, 1 strike. Lee had fouled the ball back to the netting when he tried to bunt last night. He eventually decided to swing the bat and brought in a run. Senga's 3-1. Swung on and popped up. Foul territory. Third base side, slicing into the seats. And the count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Jung-Ho Lee, a left-handed batter, slightly open stance. Senga has a sign from Alvarez. And the payoff pitch will have to wait as timeout was called, and it's a pitch clock violation against Senga for ball 4.
Wow. I mean, that doesn't really happen very often, so it's hard to say that it happens often to Senga. It doesn't. But yeah, I showed a replay. He was shaking and shaking, trying to get on the same page as Alvarez. Once he did, there was a second left. Clock hit 0, and Senga was still standing there, still on the mound. It's a rough third walk.
And that puts a runner at first base for Elia Ramos. First pitch. Taken low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Lee can run. He has 6 stolen bases. He's been caught twice. He told you earlier the Giants don't run a ton. 46 stolen bases. 1-0 pitch, ground ball hit to third. Mauricio waits back, fields, flips to second for 1. Beatty back to first, not in time. Fielder's choice goes 5-4. Lee raced at second. And there's a runner at first base with 1 away for Rafael Devers. Scoreboard update sponsored by Nissan. At Nissan, we make cars that thrill. Experience the thrill for yourself today. Shop NissanUSA.com. Well, the Mets finally got some help from the Yankees. They beat the Phillies to avoid the sweep. 4-3 at the stadium. Ryan McMahon, a 2-run double. Here's Rafael Devers, first pitch. Low, 1 ball and no strikes. Did you see the play by JT Realmuto?
Yeah, the leaping tag at home plate of Cody Bellinger. Realmuto's good.
34 years old, full catcher's gear. 1-0 pitch. Swung on and poked foul and out of play over our heads. Counts 1-1. If you didn't see it, check it out. Fly ball in the left center field. Johan Rojas sailed the throw to the plate. JT Realmuto jumped up 2 feet in the air. A lot like Pete last night. High pointed the ball, came down and tagged Bellinger on the head. 1-1. Swung on, hit in the air, pretty deep left center field. McNeil is over and back. Backpedal into the warning track. He makes the catch. Ramos tags and heads for second. He gets there as the throw is cut off by Lindor. 2 away, a runner at second base. The Mets will check first just in case Ramos left early. He did not, according to Junior Valentine. 2 away and a runner at second base for Willie Adames.
I'll tell you what, Rafael Devers, you know where he'd love to be right now? Hitting that ball off the green monster, okay? And in San Francisco, you go to left center, you need a couple more push-ups to put that thing out. I mean, he's here, he's happy to be here, but this is not an easy place to hit, and he loves to go opposite field. Again, that ball in Boston, his old home ballpark, would have been big trouble for the Mets.
Here's Willie Adames with a runner at second base and 2 outs. First pitch. Fouled off at home plate. It's 0-1. Other scores around the league. Detroit beat Toronto 10-4. Max Scherzer turned 41 today. He struck out 11 over 7 innings, allowed 3 hits and 3 runs in a losing effort. Gleyber Torres hit a 3-run homer. I asked Madge what the record is for strikeouts in a loss. And then he remembered that Carlton struck out 19 in a loss to the Mets back in '69. 0-1 pitch to Willie Adames. Swing a ground ball, hit foul. Third base side. Counts 0-2. That was a sinker at 89 miles an hour, sponsored by Spectrum. Like moves and so should your connections. Get fast and reliable speeds on the network that moves with you. Spectrum. Ron Swoboda homered in that game.
I was just going to say, was that the one where we had Ron in the booth and mentioned that Ralph Kiner told him something before the game and he homered off Carlton?
0-2. Check swing, ground ball, third base side. Mauricio charges. It's fair. Ramos tries for third, and he gets tagged out.
That was bad. Wow.
It was a check swing that just grounded 88 feet to third. Mauricio was right at the bag, and Ramos got caught in between, tried for third, and ran himself out of an inning. Wow. 1-0 Mets as we go to the 4th inning on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Murano.
Must be something heaven sends. Payback for the love I spent. Oh my, this time I'ma keep it going. Stay fucked up, feel so good. High on my, the sky underneath my feet. It never looked so good. Oh my, let's try. I'ma keep it up. Stay fucked up, that's my mood. Oh my euphoria.
Is low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Top of the 4th inning, sponsored by Cars for Kids. 877 Cars for Kids. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today. 1-0 pitch. He grounds it foul at home plate. It's 1-1. Giants going with a bullpen game and needed somebody to give them bulk innings. And who knows, maybe it's like a piggyback bullpen bulk outing. Bivens here, Seymour later. We'll see. 1-1. Down low. 2 balls, 1 strike. Yeah, Bivens is such an interesting story. Told you about his collegiate career. Went undrafted. Ended up pitching into Europe. Season in France. A season in Czech Republic. 2-1 pitch is grounded foul. Counts 2-2.
Usually not great baseball in Europe.
No.
Good, talent level.
I had a double take to see, was he a soccer player at one point? 2-2. Swing and a miss. Nasty wipeout slider. And Pete's down on strikes. He's 0 for 2. And that brings Jeff McNeil to the plate in our 5th batter spotlight, sponsored by Key Food. Look for all your favorite products at your local Key Food and their family of supermarkets. 1-0 Mets, top of the 4th inning. Talk about betting on yourself, though. First pitch. McNeil takes the knees, a called strike at 95. It's 0-1. Vivenson came back, pitched an independent ball in the Pittsburgh area. The 0-1. Grounded foul towards the on-deck circle, first base side. It's 0-2. That first came in the COVID year. As restrictions started to ease, a lot of independent league teams did this, where they played pods, where they basically created a second team to play against their independent league team. 0-2. Swung on, golf to the corner and right, over towards the wall. It is down, a base hit. Yastrzemski has it pop over his head, and McNeil cruises into second with a stand-up double. Ninth double of the season for Jeff, and the Mets have a runner in scoring position for Starling Marte. Let's see if the Mets can add on to this 1-0 lead against Bivens here in the 4th. Marte's 1 for 1. He has been red hot. Carlos Mendoza earlier today was raving about Starling Marte. First pitch. Takes high and tight, lifts the hands out of the way. It's 1 ball, no strikes. So what a professional he is. What a seasoned veteran he is at the plate. His average is just a couple of ticks below 290 now. 1-0 pitch. At the knees, a called strike. It's 1-1. Just feels like we haven't seen a healthy Starling Marte 2.5 years now.
Yeah, really, since that 22 season when he was an all-star.
McNeil's off second base, 1-1 pitch. Outside, 2-1. This feels like the closest thing to a healthy Starling Marte. Now, the Mets obviously have to be careful with him, managing his workload. He's already dealt with a couple of injuries. 2-1. Called strike, 2-2. Mike Puma asked Carlos earlier today if that time on the injured list a couple of weeks ago was a good reset for Marte. Mendy just laughed. Said, no, you don't want guys ever spending time on the injured list. 2-2. Swung on, hit sharply. Foul, third base side, and just foul, according to Brock Ballou. John Gibbons is already over towards the phone. I don't know if this could technically be challenged based on where it landed. Well, the Mets are taking a look, but it's not going to matter.
The way Marte's been swinging it, these are the kind of things that have been falling his way. Just foul by inches.
McNeil back to second base. Dancing around. Now Bivens steps off. And uses a disengagement. McNeil back to second.
Well, no need really here to get to third unless you have a big wide opening. Marte's been hot, so is Beatty on deck.
2-2. Outside. Cutter away. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Well, the Mets have done such a great job getting jumps off pitchers, getting reads, some tells, and getting running starts, which is why they've been so successful on the base paths. Payoff. Grounded foul, third base side. And we'll do it again, 3-2. Carlos Mendoza told us yesterday that's all Antoine Richardson over at first. It just picks things up, and the Mets are able to take advantage of some tells from the pitchers. 3-2 again. Fouled off, back to the netting. We'll keep things rolling.
Yeah, it's funny you bring that up, too, because I asked Carlos, this is the extra credit assignment you get in grade school is Antoine's so good at reading tells. Have you had him look at your own guys? And he said that he did. He said, Clay Holmes looked like the Braves were running wild on him in a start down there earlier this year, and said, Antoine, take a look at some film. They found some things, clean that up. So using his powers for good at the same time.
9th pitch of the at-bat to Marte. Bivens ready. He drives home. Grounded foul. It's Marte in the right-handed batter's box, and the battle continues. And Bivens' pitch count continues to drive north. He's about to throw his 50th pitch. Mets with a 1-0 lead, top four, threatening for more. McNeil, the runner at second base. 10th pitch of the at-bat to Marte. It's on its way. And it's taken low, ball four. Just missed with a sinker. Marte wins the battle, a 10-pitch walk. And the Mets at first and second with one away for Brett Beatty. And Bob Melvin is letting Ryan Blakeney hear it.
Yeah, managers from their view can see up and down. They can't see in or out. And this one looked like, at least from our view of the center field camera, that it was at the knees. A little under that line, but enough that it looked like it got there. And Melvin is not happy at that call at all. But Marte, it's one of those things where you battle and battle and battle, and you earn your way on, whether it's fair or not in a sense, but you earn your way on by showing the umpire that I can fight off a pitch here and there and learn the zone as you do so. A great plate appearance.
The Giants weren't happy earlier back in the second inning, and they're still not happy because JP Martinez, the pitching coach, is giving Ryan Blakeney an earful on his way back to the third base dugout. But they weren't happy back in the second inning. Matt Chapman was rung up on what seemed like a borderline pitch at the bottom of the zone, and it came on the heels after Blakeney had missed one earlier in the at-bat, one pitch prior. And they felt like that was a very similar pitch. So now here's Brett Beatty, first and second, one away. 1-0 Mets, top four. First pitch. Beatty swings and misses. A changeup, it's 0-1. Brett's 0 for 1. He went down on strikes against Bivens back in the second.
Joey Lucchese, lefty, warming up in the San Francisco bullpen.
The 0-1. Grounded foul at home plate. It's 0-2. Brett's riding an 8-game hitting streak. Batting .333 during that time. Right side of the infield, plays back and straight away as Beatty calls for time. Left side is back and swung towards the middle of the diamond. Yastrzemski's to the gap and right. Lee shaded over towards left center. Ramos straight away and left. McNeil, the runner at second base. Marte, the runner at first. Both guys lead off. The 0-2 to Beatty. Check swing, ground ball back to the mound. Bivens has it, throws to second for one, back to first, double play. 1-6-3, the double play for the Giants. Bivens in and out of trouble in the top of the fourth inning. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left. We go to the home half of the fourth. It's 1 on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the All. Chapman's 0 for 1 tonight, went down on strikes back in the second inning. Bottom of the fourth inning brought to you by Route 4 Hyundai in Paramus, New Jersey. So far, so good for Kodai Senga. 48 pitches through 3 innings. Remember, he needed 73 to get through 3 in his last outing. First pitch to Chapman. Inside, nearly hit him. 1 ball, no strikes. Chapman, who played his college ball at Cal State Fullerton. As Keith told you, from the Bay Area. 1-0 pitch. Taken low, 2 balls, no strikes. Played for the A's, then the Blue Jays, now here with the Giants. One of the great defenders of this generation. 2-0 pitch. Swung on and crushed to the gap in left center field. Nimmo going back. He's just going to watch this one fly. 4 rows deep in left center field. Matt Chapman hits number 15, and he ties the game at 1.
Now fell behind 2-0 and laid a cutter that started on the inside corner, made a left turn, and found the very center of home plate. Not a great pitch for Kodai Senga, and even in this difficult ballpark, Matt Chapman not going to miss a mistake like that.
110 off the bat. And Chapman crushed it 413 feet. And now here's Mike Yastrzemski in a 1-1 game. First pitch. Taken high, 1 ball, no strikes. Yastrzemski walked in his first plate appearance. He was stranded over at third. Giants had first and third with 1 out, couldn't score. 1-0 pitch is popped up just in front of us, where a fan in a Willie McCovey jersey makes a really nice catch.
Well, this is not his first time doing that. He immediately turned around and just started high-fiving everybody. I love that. He's saying, here's my 5 seconds of fame. Let me soak it in.
1-1 pitch. Taken away. 2 balls and 1 strike.
Well, now he's found a kid, a little girl in a pink bucket hat, and he's flipped her the ball. It's like a plant. It was amazing.
My goodness. 2-1. Swinging a foul tip. It's 2-2. Some people get it, Keith.
I mean, he woke up today and said, I'm going to be the superstar of section, whatever this is, 3-something.
I'm going to be the most likable guy in the ballpark. Sir, mission accomplished. That's awesome. It's also a great jersey. 2-2 to Yastrzemski. Swung on, popped up. Third base side on the infield, Ronnie Mauricio makes the catch. And there's 1 away after the Chapman home run. That brings Dom Smith to the plate. First 5,000 kids under 14 at the August 3rd Mets game against the San Francisco Giants get a mini bet, courtesy of Duncan. For tickets, go to Mets.com/tickets.
Is this that part of the night here after our dinner? I wouldn't mind a little Boston cream.
Oh, all right.
Dessert.
Yeah.
You brought up Duncan.
Here's Dom Smith. First pitch, check swing down and away. It's 1-0. I always like they had an apple crumb donut. It's like an apple pie filling. That was real good.
I went in there for coffee the other day and I looked at just the way they outline them, the racks. I thought, it's 10 o'clock, but is it too early?
1-0 pitch. Smith takes low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. You get the midnight blend. Nice dark roast.
Oh, yeah. Sugar? No. Milk?
Dude.
No. Black.
2-0 pitch. Right down the middle, called strike. It's 2-1. 1-1 game, bottom 4. Final game of this 3-game set, Mets and Giants. Get some munchkins. The only issue is all of a sudden you get a box of 25 and they are all gone. 2-1. Called strike, even though Alvarez dropped the ball. It's 2-2. Smith's 1 for 1 in this game. He placed a perfectly executed hit and run through a vacant left side of the infield with Francisco Lindor in motion. That's when the Giants have first and third with one out in the second, but Senga came back with strikeouts of Patrick Bailey and Brett Wisely to keep the Giants off the board. Matt Chapman's gotten them on the board. 1-1 game, bottom 4. 2-2 to Smith. Misses low. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Patrick Bailey waits on deck. Senga ready and the payoff pitch. Check swing on a splitter down and away. Didn't go. Ball 4.
That's now 4 walks for Kodai Senga. More walks than hits allowed. 2 hits for the Giants. It's just frustrating, and Senga's hanging his head. He slammed his palm against his hip. It just, it happens, right? It's just unbelievable. You go in, you go, I don't want to walk anybody, and you walk 4 immediately. It's just frustrating that these happen the way that they happen. You're just trying to be so fine, maybe too fine.
Here's Patrick Bailey with a runner at first base. First pitch. Bailey takes low. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Patrick Bailey, the switch-hitting catcher who is responsible for probably the coolest walk-off that we've seen in the last decade or so. Earlier this year. 1-0 pitch. Taken away. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Against the Philadelphia Phillies, Bailey hit a blast to right center field off the high wall in Triples Alley. It caromed away from Brandon Marsh into shallow center field, and Bailey raced all the way around for a walk-off inside the park home run. 2-0 pitch is swung on and popped to left field. Nimmo racing over towards the gap. He makes the catch. Smith back to first, 2 away.
My favorite part about that was going back and listening to Giants radio, Phillies radio, Giants TV, Phillies TV. Of course, you know that guy. But the same inflection as the ball hits the wall and bounces, everybody, all 4 broadcasts went, you could hear the change.
Yeah.
They could see it developing. That was cool.
Here's Wisely with a runner at first. Senga's first pitch. Wisely shows bunt, pulls back, takes low. Alvarez bluffed the throw to first. It's 1 ball and no strikes. It's 4:15 out to right center field, the Triples Alley. The area code of San Francisco. They've got a welcome to the 415 out in right center field. And off the bat, it was a lot like Jung-Ho Lee's ball last night. You went, well, that could go. Well, it's not going to be high enough. And then chaos ensued. 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. Counts 1-1. That was a West Coast game, obviously, late. That's when I was on paternity leave. I woke up and checked my phone and saw it, and I said, he did what? 1-1. Swung on, popped up foul and out of play, just over to our left. And back into that same section down in front of us. Counts 1-2. 1-1 game, bottom 4. Matt Chapman has tied this game on a solo home run. Only run for the Mets tonight, an RBI ground out by Francisco Lindor. Senga ready. Runner off first in the 1-2 pitch. Check swing on a ball down low. They appeal. No go. Ball scooted away from Alvarez, which allowed Smith to advance to second on a wild pitch. Now the Giants have the go-ahead run in scoring position here in the bottom of the 4th with 2 outs.
Now really close. Check swings a strike. This inning is over. Now all of a sudden you have a man in scoring position instead of a runner at first.
Wisely's driven in just 9 this season. Senga long hold, the 2-2. Outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes with Jung-Ho Lee in the top of the order on deck. The last thing Kodai wants to do is lose the 9-man here. Kodai was at 48 pitches coming into this inning. He's up to 70 already. Senga ready. Checks on Smith in the payoff pitch. Foul back to the netting. Do it again, 3-2.
It just went with a fastball there, 95 down the middle. Wisely struck out first time. Has not been able to put anything sharply in play yet, so Senga said, I'm not going to walk him here. I'm going to go right at him, but Wisely fought it off.
Struck him out with a forkball back in the second. Seventh pitch of the AB. The 3-2. Down low, ball four. He lost him with a fastball below the knees. Second walk in the inning, and here comes Jeremy Hefner and Hiro Fujiwara for a chat with Senga.
Again, it's the opposite of what Carlos Mendoza told me before the game about Senga. He's just not trusting his stuff in the strike zone. He has walked 5, ties a season high, ties a career high with the Mets, and he has given up 2 hits. That's the hard part about Senga. It's really been his career when you look at it from start to where we are now. The walks have been the ones that gets him in trouble. Usually the league has such a tough time hitting him, getting on base with hits. It's just the walks sinking his ship here.
Slow down in action, brought to you by Izervay. It's amazing how an outing can flip. And things are getting really interesting, too, in terms of the timing of this game. I told you it's a beautiful afternoon here in San Francisco. Sunny skies overhead, but now the shadows are starting to creep. Right now, they are behind home plate, so not factoring into the equation, but they are starting to creep closer onto the field of play. First and second for the Giants, 2 outs, bottom 4. 1-1 game. Here's Jung-Ho Lee. First pitch. Lee taking all the way, called strike at 94. It's 0-1.
Now, Senga again, pitch count 73 right now. This is exactly where he finished his previous outing against the Angels, so this may very well be his last inning. It's only the 4th.
Senga's 0-1. Check swing on a breaking ball low. No offer. It's 1 ball, 1 strike. Mets would love to get Senga through 5 if possible. Keith told you 73 last time, 67 prior. Senga's probably only slated to go about 85 as the Mets continue to ramp him up, coming back from the hamstring injury. 1-1. Waved at and missed. A nasty forkball, and it's 1-2.
Lee's helmet fell off. That's how nasty that pitch was.
And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes, and Senga desperately needs a strikeout here. He's struck out 3 in this game. First and second, 2 outs. 1-1 game in the 4th. Senga ready. And the 1-2 pitch to Jung-Ho Lee. Swung on, popped up. On the infield, third base side. Lindor waves everybody off. He makes the catch, a couple of steps onto the outfield grass for the final out in this marathon 4th inning. Senga limits the damage to just a run on the Chapman home run. It's a 1-1 game as we go to the 5th on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Murano.
Maybe I'm an alien. Must be something heaven sent. Payback for the love I spent. Oh my, this time I'ma keep it going. Stay fucked up, feel so good. High on my, the sky underneath my feet. It never looked so good. Oh my, that's right. I'ma keep it up, stay fucked up, that's my mood. Oh my euphoria.
His hand took off for time from home plate umpire Ryan Blakeney. Alvarez, Mauricio, and then Nimmo, 8-9-1. Righty against righty. Bivens winds, kicks, and fires. Spins one outside, missing for ball one. Now, Mets did take the lead in the top of the third inning. Alvarez singled to center field, came around to score on the Lindor RBI ground out, and the Giants have since tied it up. 1-0. Strike outside corner, and it's 1-1. So that was the first Mets run of the game, sponsored by Slomin's. Call or visit Slomin's.com to schedule a free estimate on a new central AC system. Slomin's, the difference is human. 1-1. Swinging a shot to the gap in right center field. Yastrzemski over, can't get to it. It's all the way to the wall. Fielded by Lee right before the wall, and Alvarez is into second with a double. Well, Lee got to that ball right before the 4:15 mark out in Triple's alley. Well, there was a triple in this series for Alvarez, but here he settles with a double. But a good two-base hit to get the Mets started in the fifth inning.
Yeah, for each and every game, we are just treated to the Francisco Alvarez of old. And it's a small sample size still, but it's getting larger and larger with each game.
So 9 of his last 18 plate appearances he's been on. Sickening. Here's Mauricio, pitch. Swinging a shot foul down the left field side, and the count 0-1. Again, as we told you about Oracle Park, tough place to hit. But if you find grass and you find a gap, it's all of a sudden a great place to hit. Alvarez sent that one to the deepest part of the park in right center, and Lee, who's got great speed, cut it off. 0-1 pitch. Hard hit ground ball, base hit down the first base line past the diving Tom Smith. Alvarez scores. Yastrzemski trips, picking up the ball in right field. He fires in late. Mauricio to second with a go-ahead RBI double. 2-1 Mets. As Alvarez doubles, Mauricio follows with a double to give the Mets the lead right back. And Bob Melvin coming out. The Bibbins outing is done. The baby Mets at the bottom of the order have been on one for the last, 10 days or so, and they get the Mets the lead in the fifth. So pitching change for San Francisco, and slow down in action is brought to you by Iservay.
It's a tight one here in New York. Bottom of the ninth, 2 outs.
Bottom.
Pretty close to heaven now. Moments of euphoria. I am never coming down. Oh my, this time I'ma keep it going. Stay fucked up, feel so good. High on my, the sky underneath my feet. It never looked so good. Oh my, let's try. I'ma keep it up, stay fucked up, that's my mood. Oh my, euphoria.
From Joey Lucchese, who in 14 games with the Giants has pitched really, really well. It's actually probably been his best work as a major leaguer, and it's been all out of the bullpen. former starter with the Padres. 0-1, fouled straight back. Count nothing in 2. Now, Joey Lucchese is from this area, Newark, California. Went to Newark Memorial High School. Of course, not Newark, New Jersey, but Newark, California out here. Southeast of the Bay Area, which covers a big area up here in Northern California. The lefties 0-2. Grounded foul behind home plate. And Nimmo stays alive. But 3 years with San Diego, then traded to the Mets. And pitched as a starter in 21. Underwent Tommy John in 22, missed the whole year. And then would make spot starts for the Mets 23 and 24. And then signed over here, 1.80 ERA out of the bullpen. A big leg lift and a look back to second, but no throw as Mauricio back in standing.
Well, Joe is just funky enough that you wonder if when he faces guys one time, he's so uncomfortable on the mound.
Yeah, that was always his thing, was deception. 0-2 in the dirt with that curve. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Just has so many moving parts. He's got the high leg kick. He dips low. He's got a big arm action. He comes and extends in. Just a lot of moving parts.
I forget exactly where I saw this, but I remember I had Lucchese in the minor leagues way back, and I heard it then. Baseball yoga with his movements. 1-2. Hit on the ground to second. Wisely hops to his right to collect. Throws to first to get Nimmo. There's the first out of the inning. Mauricio goes to third. So the Mets move over the runner. They already have a 2-1 lead. And, of course, in this tight game with a good San Francisco bullpen and, of course, good Mets bullpen, runs are at a premium. Mets knew that when they won last night 2-1. So a big chance to drive in that runner at third base. And the infield comes in for the Giants against Francisco Lindor, switch hitter batting right. Lucchese now into that baseball yoga windup. High kick, first pitch. Outside for ball 1. He comes set, shoots his arm straight up into the air, and then that lower half goes to work. Turns the feet, turns the hips, kicks way up into the air, and then fires to the plate. And your job is to try to pick up the release point through all of it. 1-0. Grounded softly towards short, runner coming home. Adames is thrown to the plate. The tag. Mauricio is out by about 5 feet. Now Lindor reaches first base. And it's kind of slow developing. The ground ball, Mauricio breaking, but by the time Adames got the ball at short, he had plenty of time to throw to Bailey, who caught it, and then he moved into the baseline and up the line toward the runner. No chance for Mauricio to try to swim around. Nothing. Bailey was right there. Good play by Adames, and here is Soto.
Mets had a contact play on. That ball was hit a couple of steps to Adames' right. Mauricio had no shot.
So now Soto, first pitch. Curve in for a strike, 0-1. Well, Lindor, a little weak tapper there. He did bring in a run earlier on an RBI ground out to Adames. But that was in a different situation with the infield playing back. Infield in that time, that was not going to work. Next pitch, missed in tight. That's 1-1. Fifth inning is sponsored by Elec 825, building our future. So Lindor's at first base with 2 outs. Tom Smith holding him on. Lucchese staring him down. Here's the 1-1. Soto pops it up toward third. Chapman walking toward the third base coaching box. Makes the catch in foul territory. And the side is retired. But the Mets jump back in front. The baby Mets at the bottom of the order. Alvarez on. Mauricio brings him in. And the Mets take a 2-1 lead over the Giants as we go to the bottom of the 5th on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the Alt.
Take a hack at guessing.
big caution, if you will. He's thrown 76 pitches. Just 3 more than he threw last time against the Angels. And the thing you have to remember, too, about him is it wasn't an arm injury, but a leg injury. So the slow ramp-up is just the physical conditioning more than it is going easy on the arm or the elbow or the forearm kind of thing. But he's walked 5 tonight, and he faces Elliot Ramos. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 for the Giants. First pitch from Senga. Slow breaking balls in for a strike. There's that 71-mile-an-hour curve. And it snowballs in a strike. Just as Senga begins, so do the Mets begin their bullpen out in right center field. 0-1 pitch. Ramos takes low. That was the fork ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. As we come to you live from the Bigelow Tea broadcast booth, Bigelow Tea, grab a mug, and tea proudly. Now, speaking of bullpen, Mets did make a move to get Gregory Soto onto the roster. They've traded for him from Baltimore for this trip. 1-1. Popped up foul down the third base side, and it's 1-2. Jose Castillo, the lefty who threw on Friday, was designated for assignment. So he's out, and Gregory Soto is in, but he's not warming up. Righty Jose Budo is warming up behind Kodai Senga. Deep breath from the righty, and the 1-2. Lifted in the air to left toward the corner. Nimmo moving over. Stops and makes the catch. And there's 1 away. Get it up in the air here at Oracle Park. You're just messing with the wind, which is usually not your best friend in San Francisco. And the guy who's batting now certainly found that out with his last time up when he drove a ball to the gap in left center field. 399 to that spot. And he flew out to the track. But in his old digs at Fenway, that ball's probably off the wall. 2-1 Mets, bottom 5. Pitch to Devers. In for a strike. Forkball, and it's 0-1. Check some scores brought to you by the New York Lottery. Play the new scratch-off games for your chance to win. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Devers, a big open stance. 0-1. Swing and a miss. Good heat there at 95, down and in, and it's 0-2. Battle of Chicago weekend. Cubbies won today. They beat the White Sox 5-4 on the south side. Milwaukee also beat Miami. So those are 2 teams, Brewers and the Cubs, out of the National League Central, who have an even record, 62-43. Infield back playing somewhat straight up against Devers, and the 0-2. Missed outside a fastball, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Now, if you look at the standings, with the trade deadline coming up, of course, on Thursday, so a lot of teams will make decisions after this weekend. So after today, I'm sure some phone calls are going on right now, more than they were on Friday, to see who's in or who's out. Here's the 1-2. Pop foul, jammed him back into the crowd. 1-2 it stays. But if you look, the best record in the game, you have to look at the Toronto Blue Jays. Barely. 63-43. But everybody's right there, especially the division leader, the teams that are in contention. Everybody is logjam with a similar-looking record. 1-2. Devers hits a weak ground ball to first. Alonso has it underhand softly to Senga in time for the out. 2 down. Carlos Mendoza, I think, going to let it ride here. And will with Senga. Again, the pitch count rising. Bigger and bigger, time and time again. 85 pitches now. Got Ramos, got Devers, now trying to get Adames. 2-1 Mets in the 5th. But the Mets on the National League side, 44 losses. The best team in the NL, 43 losses. The Dodgers have 45 losses. Again, everybody right there. There's Adames, 2-1 Mets. Pitch. Line softly toward left, going to dunk in for a base hit. Right in front of Nimmo, so Adames is on. And Carlos Mendoza is at the bottom step of that dugout. He puts his hands in his jacket pocket. He's talking to Jeremy Hefner. The word is, I'm not going to say squirming, but he's antsy, I would say, because the guy that hit a home run last time up, Matt Chapman, is coming up right here.
Well, they certainly would love to get Senga through 5, but at the same time, you know that Carlos has a number in mind that he's not going to let Senga go past.
Mets by a run. Pitch. Chapman swings and sends a high drive, center field. McNeil back to the wall. He jumps, and it's gone. Matt Chapman has hit another home run, this time a 2-run job off of Senga into the bullpen in left center field. It is 3-2 Giants in the 5th. On the very first pitch, Chapman makes the Mets pay. He went deep on him last time up. That's why Mendoza was wondering, what do I do? What do I do? He decided to stick with Senga, and Chapman sticks it into the bullpen. This one 410 feet to center field. So the Giants are in front. Senga will face Mike Yastrzemski. First pitch to the lefty. Strike, 0-1.
I'm actually shocked at this point that Carlos is leaving Kodai out there, but you know what, with the bases cleared, if he feels more comfortable leaving Kodai out there versus high leverage situation with runners on.
0-1. Missed away, 1 ball and 1 strike. So Senga gives it up to Chapman. Such a big part of the offense for the Giants, who have been quiet all weekend till now. 1-1, missed inside, 2 balls and a strike. That Mets going for the sweep today. They held the Giants to a run on Friday, a run yesterday, and up until this inning, just a run. But not Matt Chapman. Chapman 3, Mets 2 here in the 5th. 2-1. Yastrzemski chops one weekly foul at the first base line. And it's 2-2. It's not necessarily a frustrating moment in the game for the Mets. The thing about it is that you, in any other normal walk of life, saying is at 86 pitches, if you haven't faced these guys, you trust him enough to face those guys. But you could tell Carlos was at the step of the dugout. Here's the 2-2. Hit on the ground to second, right at Beatty. He's got it. Flings to first. In time, inning over. But now it's the Giants who jump back in front. 3-2 San Francisco. We go to the 6th on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new.
Must be something heaven sent. Payback for the love I spent. Oh my, this time I'ma keep it going. Stay fucked up, feel so good. High on my, the sky underneath my feet. It never looked so good. Oh my, that's right. I'ma keep it up. Stay fucked up, that's my mood. Oh my euphoria. Pretty close to heaven now. Moments of euphoria. I am never coming down. Oh my, this time I'ma keep it going. Stay fucked up, feel so good. High on my, the sky underneath my feet. It never looked so good. Oh my, that's right. I'ma keep it up. Stay fucked up, that's my mood. Oh my euphoria.
The name of Joey Lucchese's memoir one day.
I'd read it.
The only one in the world that throws the curve, change-up plus curve. And he just grips it differently, Joey Lucchese. There's the windup. The lefty's 1-0. He takes it tight. That's 2 balls and no strikes.
Well, if I'm going to read it, though, I'm going to get the audiobook, and I hope that Joey reads it.
There's the 2-0 pitch. Strike on the outside corner. 2-1. When the Mets traded for Lucchese, who again was a free agent at the end of last year, Mets did not bring him back with a contract, so he signed with the Giants in February. 2-1. Hit hard but pulled foul down third. It's 2-2. It was a 3-way deal with the Padres, the Mets, and the Pirates. David Bednar was in that trade. He went from the Padres to the Pirates. The Pirates sent Joe Musgrove to the Padres. The Mets got in there. They picked up Lucchese. They sent a prospect named Endy Rodriguez to the Pirates. That was before the season in 2021. A 3-way trade, a 3-team trade. The players going all 3 ways there. There's the 2-2. Grounded weakly to first. Right there, Smith. He's got it behind the bag. Steps on it in time for the out. I forget when it was. A couple months ago, I asked David Stearns about just a 3-team trade, and you could see he kind of went, yes. A very complicated thing. It's so unique to get 3 teams on the same page and all those moving parts, because if you think about it, if you kind of put on your cynical glasses and you go, well, if you're working 2 teams against each other and you see all the cards on the table, maybe you can get a competitive advantage and just simply cut a deal with 1 team. And so when those deals happen, they're very rare, and usually the front offices of those phone calls all kind of know each other, all trust each other in cahoots. That doesn't always happen, especially around deadline time. Pitch to McNeil. Misses low with ball 1.
Then you have the NBA, where it feels like there aren't any one-to-one trades.
Yeah, really.
Everything is a multi-team deal. Sometimes 7.
That is true. Here's the 1-0. McNeil clocks the ball deep right center field. Lee on the run to the warning track, looking up, and it is off the bottom of the fence. McNeil hits second and stops there with a double. You hit it as hard as humanly possible, like the Pablo Sanchez metal bat in backyard baseball. You could hit that ball to Jupiter, but if you hit it to right center in San Francisco, it's not going anywhere. That ball should have been out, but it hit the base of the wall, and McNeil's got a double.
That ball was absolutely destroyed. And there's nothing you can do if you're Jeff McNeil. You hit it 102. You just chased Joey Lucchese from the game, and you only got a double out of it.
That is the center's fielder for the Mets. Centers Healthcare. I'd like to remind you that they're not just care, they're care that moves you. Visit centershealthcare.com. Lucchese out. Randy Rodriguez.
Great moments in baseball have been broadcast on the radio since 19...
Must be something heaven sends. Payback for the love I spent. Oh my, this time I'ma keep it gon' stay fucked up, feel so good. High on my, the sky underneath my feet, it never looked so good. Oh my, that's right, I'ma keep it up, stay fucked up, that's
ninth inning and struck out 3. He's been excellent this year for the Giants, an all-star. The 1-0. Marte hits a ground ball to the shortstop. McNeil has to hold up at second. Adames flings it across and gets Marte for the second out. It was hit in front of McNeil softly, so if you're running to third base, you're pretty much a dead duck. So McNeil would rather stay at second base and be a man in scoring position than be an out at third and have Marte safe at first. So Jeff does the right thing there, base running. And now it's up to Brett Beatty, who is 0 for 2. 3-2 Giants, top of the 6th. A seesaw Sunday night game. Pitch. Missed high with a fastball. Ball 1. Mentioned Rodriguez has been really good. His ERA down to .82. Lowest among all major league pitchers, starters and relievers. That's how good he's been. Here's the 1-0. In tight. That's 2 balls and no strikes. Now can Beatty pick out a pitch here as a lefty against the righty? Maybe a matchup that he can find one. He has hits in 8 straight games. 0 for 2 today, but a base hit could tie it up here in the 6th. 2-0. Outside, 3 balls and no strikes. And if not Beatty, Alvarez is on deck. And Francisco's 2 for 2. Infield back around to the right. Outfield play the other way. A look at second. McNeil leads 3-0. Beatty takes a strike. That pitch looked pretty down, and Beatty was not down for the call. It's 3-1, though. Rodriguez somehow got 97 by Beatty there, called by Ryan Blakeney. It looked low. 3-1. Strike, top of the zone, slider, and it's 3-2. Well, you don't fall into a .82 ERA. You earn it. And so Rodriguez, who was behind 3-0, now has Beatty 3-2. McNeil at second, 2 outs. Payoff. Pop foul. Beatty stays alive, fighting off that slider. That stays 3-2 on Brett. I mentioned the bottom of the order, the kids, Alvarez, Acuna at times, Mauricio. This little bottom of the lineup has been very, very clutch lately for the Mets, part of this 6-game winning streak. Payoff. Inside, so Beatty takes his walk. There's one thing about Brett's game that this year, a lot of people will say, okay, this is probably Beatty at his best. The glove looks good. The hits are coming. A little more consistency. Not incredibly consistent. But the one thing that he has not done yet is bring the on-base up. It's only at 290. If that on-base was a normal 300-something, he'd have an OPS close to 800. But he takes his walk here. And here's Alvarez. 2 on, 2 out. Pitch. Strike. Top of the zone. Slider. 0-1. Alvarez has been unconscious here since coming back up from AAA. Calls for his time. A single in the 3rd, a double in the 5th. He has been on in 9 of his last 18 plate appearances. Trying to come through for the Mets, who are down a run. 0-1. Swing and a miss. 97, top of the zone. It was at the letters. Would have been a strike. And it's 0-2 as Alvarez swings through. Rodriguez has a lot of life to that arm, and maybe worked around Beatty to get to the righty batter. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. 98 up and away. Alvarez strikes out. No runs, 1 hit, 1 walk, 2 left. Bottom 6 coming up. San Francisco ahead of the Mets 3-2 on Odyssey.
back for the love I spent. Oh my, this time I'ma keep it gone. Stay fucked up, feel so good. High on my, the sky underneath my feet. It never looked so good. Oh my, that's right. I'ma keep it up, stay fucked up, that's my mood. Oh my euphoria.
To Giants. He's Pat McCarthy. My name is Keith Rad. Budo coming on after Senga went 5 innings and wasn't totally sharp. It wasn't a terrible outing at all. It was just not sharp. Not what Senga has been able to do at times this year. He walked 5 and only gave up 4 hits, but 2 of the 4 hits were home runs to one guy, Matt Chapman, whose 2-run shot in the 5th has given the Giants a 1-run lead. Dom Smith batting for San Francisco. First pitch from Budo is grounded foul outside of first. Topped that ground ball, and it's 0-1. We barely had a chance to talk about Dom, who's playing in his first game of the weekend, but he was actually with the Yankees earlier this year at AAA, playing in Scranton. Here's the 0-1 to him. Missed outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Well, it's good to see Dom, just 30 years old, 9th Major League season. He's obviously bounced around since his time with the Mets. He's been with the Nats, Boston, Reds. There's the 1-1. Strike outside corner, and it's 1-2. If you don't remember, Dom Smith was not only a big prospect, the former first-rounder of the Mets. 2013, the 11th overall pick out of high school in Southern California. Played with the Mets across 6 seasons. Budo straddles her over with those powder blue cleats. As his sign, here's the 1-2. Bouncing ball hit to the right side. Beatty to his left has it. Straightens and throws on the run in time to get Dom Smith. Well, Budo gets his first man. And we'll pause 10 seconds. Station ID.
This is Odyssey Mets Radio on WHSQ and WCBS-FM HD2, New York.
Giants 3, Mets 2, bottom of the 6th. Patrick Bailey, the switch-hitting catcher, coming to the plate. Bailey has struck out and flown out to left. First pitch from Budo. Pop foul, third base side, strike 1. Senga officially 3 runs allowed over 5 innings. Walk 5, a career-high tying 5. 4 hits, 3 strikeouts. His ERA actually climbs to an even 2 for the season. 16 starts in. 0-1. Missed up and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Meanwhile, the Mets very happy to have Jose Budo back. They had an illness that knocked him out for probably longer than they wanted to, and with all the time he had on the shelf, he just didn't have a ton of power. The 1-1 is ripped over first, but foul outside of that chalk. And it's 1-2. Budo did make his return, if you will, against the Angels in that series back at home. Pitched on Wednesday. And got banged around a little bit in his first trip back. 2 runs in just 2/3 of an inning. But, of course, at his best, fully healthy, he can cover multiple innings, which is very, very important. 3-2 Giants in the 6th. The 1-2 just missed away close, but missed with 95, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Check some scores. Sponsored by Food Bazaar Supermarket. Shop local, eat global. Padres beat St. Louis today at Busch Stadium 9-2. 2-2 is foul back. Manny Machado 4 for 5, 2 doubles, drove in 3 runs. For Machado, 5 straight multi-hit games. And, of course, the Mets will see Manny Machado and the San Diego Padres starting tomorrow night in Southern California, Petco Park, for the next 3 days after tonight. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Nasty-looking sweeper. Bailey down on strikes. 2 away in the 6th. Meanwhile, Cincinnati snuck by Tampa Bay. Reds have ripped off 4 wins in a row. 2-1 final in that one. Brady Singer was the star of the show on the mound. 7 1/3. 1 run allowed. The Reds are a game behind the Padres for that last wild card spot in the National League. Here's Brett Wisely. Mets down a run. First pitch, fouled back by Wisely. A little lefty, and count 0-1. Again, we'll find out maybe even tonight, as early as tomorrow, if a couple more moves are made as teams bow out with this weekend's results. And of course, Thursday, the off day, for the Mets at least. There'll be a couple games on the slate. Trade deadline. 0-1, swing and a miss, and it's 0-2.
Just hope that we don't sleep through any of them.
I was wondering if, when I saw the Mets were off today, is everybody off? Do they want to make the trade deadline day just focus on the moves? But there are, I think, 3 games going on Thursday.
Monday, Thursday, for the most part, off days around the league, and it's always a light schedule those days.
The infield back around to the right. Wisely has walked in 2 trips. 0-2. Missed up high. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Of course, last year, some moves made on deadline day for the Mets. They made a few earlier. Remember, they added Maton and Stanek rather early. But 2023, talk about having an off day maybe. The Mets moved everybody right before the game against Kansas City, including the guys in the ballpark tonight, Justin Verlander. 1-2, poke foul out of play. Tommy Pham famously was basically on his way to the airport.
Yeah.
And the Mets didn't know where he was going yet. He was going somewhere. They didn't know where yet. And so with him out, you need to add bodies in. So a lot of teams just bring extra players with them on trade deadline day to fill the roster. 1-2 is sprayed foul. It stays 1-2.
Remember, we had our broadcasters meeting with Buck Showalter in Kansas City that day, and Buck just had his palms to the sky. It's like, I don't know what my roster looks like in the next half hour.
Yeah, hey, Buck, the game's in 2 hours. Such is life when you're selling. Of course, the Mets will be buying. 1-2. Popped up. Foul territory, third base side. Mauricio over toward the track. Not enough room. It's in the seats. Wisely battling with Budo. And it's 1-2. For the National League, of course, you have the 3 division winners, the 3 wild card spots. Outside the 3rd spot, you have, mentioned Cincinnati, a game back. These Giants, 2.5 back. Cardinals, 3.5 back. And then you get to Arizona and Miami, 6 back. And Arizona's starting to sell off some pieces. So we're starting to narrow the field little by little. 1-2 again. High and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. If you missed it yesterday, the Diamondbacks sent Randall Grichuk out. He's on his way to Kansas City, playing with the Royals now. And they have a lot more pieces. 2-2. Low and in. Wisely has been pesky here. 3-2, unless I missed something. Wisely dropped the bat, thought it was ball 4, but Alvarez held his pose. Blakeney held his pose. And there's Wisely tapping his hand on his chest saying, my bad. Hey, you never know. You might slip one past the goalie there.
Well, sometimes there's pitch clock violations that we miss.
Right.
There's always different things.
Oh, we're up here yapping. We can't watch everything going on. Famous WW, Phil Rizzuto wasn't watching. Payoff. Wisely smacks it high in the sky to center field, pretty deep. McNeil back toward the track, at the wall, makes the catch, and crashes into the padded wall 391 feet away to center. All that in a 1-2-3 inning for Jose Budo. 7th inning is next at Oracle Park. Giants ahead 3-2 on Odyssey.
Maybe I'm an alien. Must be something heaven sends. Payback for the
And so we are here, Pat, into the 7th, 3-2 San Francisco.
Yeah, with the Mets trailing here in the finale, trying to come away with a series sweep and build their lead in the National League East to 1.5 games over Philadelphia, who lost earlier today. Randy Rodriguez is back to work to face Ronnie Mauricio when the first pitch misses outside for a ball, a slider. And it's 1 ball and no strikes. He's Keith Rad. I'm Pat McCarthy, live from the Bigelow Tea broadcast booth. Bigelow Tea, grab a mug and tea proudly. Mauricio 2 for 2 tonight. Swings the next pitch and crushes it deep to right field. Yastrzemski will turn and just watch this one fly into McCovey Cove and right. Splashdown for Ronnie Mauricio. A game-tying 3-run solo home run to make it 3-3.
Wow, what a moment for Ronnie Mauricio. A splash hit in San Francisco. There are not many of those. And once again, the baby Mets at the bottom of the order have been mashing. Alvarez, big day. Mauricio in the 9-spot single, double, homer. 3 for 3, and he pointed it back into fair territory and into the water.
And now here's Brandon Nimmo in a 3-3 game. Wow. First pitch. Nimmo takes up and away. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Went just south of 400 feet, 398 into McCovey Cove. One-0 pitch. In for a strike. It's 1-1.
And by the way, Randy Rodriguez mentioned his low ERA and all-star. 2nd home run that he's given up all year.
One, up and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. It's worth noting, I don't know if Ronnie will get another at-bat or not. 3/4 of the way to the cycle.
And they have a place called Triples Alley here, so that's what he's looking for.
2-1. In for a strike. It's 2-2 on Nimmo. Nimmo 0 for 3 tonight. 2-2. Outside, 3-2. Nimmo had his 18-game on-base streak snapped last night. Payoff. Got him looking. Strike 3 called. Slider at the bottom of the zone. Rodriguez picks up the strikeout. And there's one away here in the 7th inning. A Mets season ticket membership gives you the best seats for the best price to catch all the action at Citi Field. Place your deposit to secure your spot for next season. Go to Mets.com/deposits for details. Place your deposit now to secure your spot when the Mets 2026 season ticket memberships go on sale in September. First pitch to Lindor's in for a strike. It's 0-1. And again, for more information, go to Mets.com/deposits. No 1. Outside corner called strike. It's 0-2 on Lindor, who is 0 for 3 tonight. He does have an RBI. There's a ground out back in the 3rd inning. Gave the Mets a 1-0 lead. It's now 3-3, compliments of Ronnie Mauricio. 0-2. Swing and a miss. Chased the slider in the dirt. Back-to-back strikeouts for Rodriguez after the Mauricio home run. 2 away, and that brings up Juan Soto. And the meat of the order presented by the Chef IQ Sensei Cooking Thermometer that pairs with your phone and ensures that you never over or undercook your chicken, fish, or meat again. Buy one at chefiq.com. Soto's 0 for 3 tonight. He has grounded out, struck out, and popped out. Pitch, swing, and a foul ball at home plate. That one clipped Ryan Blakeney, the home plate umpire. Both Patrick Bailey and Juan Soto go to check on him.
By the way, Pat, just looking at this, the bottom of the order, top of the order, you have Nimmo, Lindor, Soto, and Alonso, a combined 0 for 14 in this game. And from 5 on down, all the hits and all the runs.
3-3 game, top 7. 0-1. Swung on and crushed the opposite way to left. Ramos going back. Warning track wall. Out of room and gone. 3 rows deep and left. Opposite field. Go ahead. Solo shot for Juan Soto. And the Mets have gone deep twice against Randy Rodriguez and have taken a 4-3 lead.
I just mentioned that Rodriguez had given up 1 home run over his first 43 relief appearances of the season until this inning. And you hate to have to see a team multiple times in a weekend. Managers try to avoid that because of exposure. They had seen him yesterday, they see him today, and now they will love to watch him leave, Pat.
He is walking off. Bob Melvin's making a pitching change, and he's going to the bullpen. Mets have gone deep twice. This pitching change and slow down in action is brought to you by Izervay.
Mets fans, Westbury Toyota is here to make this year a winner. We're
pretty close to heaven now. Moments of euphoria. I am never coming down. Oh my, this time I'ma keep it going. Stay fucked up, feel so good. I am the sky underneath my feet. It never looked so good. Oh my, that's right. I'ma keep it up. Stay fucked up, that's my mood.
For San Francisco, as the Mets have gone deep twice in this inning, once to right, once to left, and lead 4-3. And now here's Pete. First pitch. Taking a called strike, or excuse me, away. A sinker. It's 1 ball and no strikes. Pete's 0 for 3. He's grounded out twice. He has struck out. Sitting on 248 career home runs. 1-0. Slashed foul and out of play off to the right. Counts 1-1. Pete has had success here in San Francisco. He's homered 7 times at Oracle Park in 19 games coming into play tonight. 1-1. Check swing, ground ball off the plate. It kicks towards the first base side, foul. And it's 1-2. We have seen some wacky swings in this game. Rogers pitching for the second time in this series. And the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Threw him a frisbee. Pete swung right through it. He is down on strikes for the final out. But the damage done. Mets go deep twice and take a 4-3 lead. Stretch time in San Francisco. Mets ahead by a run on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Murano. Ramos and Rafael Devers. This copyrighted broadcast is presented by the authority of the New York Mets and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the New York Mets. He's Keith Ratt. I'm Pat McCarthy from Oracle Park in San Francisco. 4-3 Mets ahead, bottom of the seventh inning.
I asked Carlos Mendoza this afternoon about Soto, new guy coming over, trade piece, a lot of pressure. Do you find a soft spot? And he went, soft spot? We got him in here to get big outs. Well, here you go. Seventh inning on the road. Got a little lead. Top of the order. Right into the fire for Gregory Soto, the newest man.
Yeah, this is why they acquired him, to get outs late in the game. He wears number 65, which if you had purchased the Jeremy Hefner jersey, you might have to exchange that. Jeremy's now wearing number 95. Not that Hef traditionally wears a jersey, but he gladly gave it up for his new left-handed reliever. First pitch to Jung-Ho Lee is fired in at 97 for a strike. It's 0-1. Lee is 0 for 2. He did walk on a pitch clock violation earlier. The 0-1. Swung on, ground ball to first. Right at Alonso. One step to the bag for the out. And there's one away to start the bottom of the seventh inning. Elliot Ramos next to the plate with Rafael Devers on deck. Brought to you by TimberTech Decking and Railing. Everything wood should be. Visit TimberTech.com. So Gregory Soto, 30 years old, from the Dominican Republic. A two-time All-Star with Detroit. First pitch. Slider drops in, called strike. It's 0-1. Soto was traded prior to the 23 season to the Phillies to 0-1. Fouled off. It's 0-2. That was to try and bolster the Phillies bullpen following their pennant-winning season. Didn't really work out in Philadelphia over a season and a half. Last year at the deadline, Phillies and Orioles made a rare contender-to-contender move. 0-2. Swing and a miss. He buried a nasty slider down and in. Ramos down on strikes, 2 away. And here comes Rafael Devers. But the Phillies traded Gregory Soto and Sir Anthony Dominguez to Baltimore for Austin Hayes and a minor leaguer, Seth Johnson. Here's Devers, left on left. First pitch. Fastball missed in. 1 ball, no strikes. Soto's now been moved to the Mets. In all likelihood, Sir Anthony Dominguez is going to be moved as well. 1-0 pitch. Swinging a foul tip. It's 1-1. Austin Hayes is having a great season for Cincinnati. Devers is 0 for 3. He's lined out, flied out, and grounded out. 1-1. Outside, 2 balls, 1 strike. Soto ready from the belt. 2-1. Line foul and out of play. Off to our left, and it's 2-2.
Well, the stuff looks pretty electric so far. 96 with the sinker. The wipeout slider we've seen. Just put away Ramos with that. And a little sweeper every now and then.
2-2 the count with 2 outs on Rafael Devers. Soto ready, the pitch. Missed high with a breaking ball, and the count is full 3-2. It's just a 1-run game. 4-3 Mets, 7th inning. Soto, the All-Star in 21 and 22. The 3-2 pitch to Devers. Swung on, popped up, behind home plate, and out of play, just in front of us. Do it again, 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Well, when we were in Baltimore, kind of brought his name up as the Mets were playing the Orioles and said, oh, maybe a piece. I think kind of said the other day, when we were playing the Mets, well, should throw him a little extra here. Maybe they'll trade for me.
No question. 3-2 again. Swung on, fought off the opposite way, and foul. Slicing towards the tarp down the left field line. Devers stays alive. It's 3-2. Both these guys were in the American League East to start this season. Devers, of course, dealt a month ago from Boston. Soto playing with Baltimore. But the Mets acquired him as a left-handed reliever that can also close out games if Edwin Diaz is unavailable. 56 career saves, including 30 back in 22. 3-2 to Devers. Swung on, fouled off again over our heads, down into the lower area. Oh, and it went splash into somebody's drink down in the first deck. I think it landed in the cup.
Well, don't they cut off drinks middle of the 7th? That person better run.
3-2 pitch. Swung on and popped up foul and out of play. It's still 3-2. There is a contingent of people about 4 rows behind home plate. Everybody is looking over this drink that is filled with a filled with a baseball. This is amazing. Battle continues. 3-2. Swinging a tapper out in front of home plate. Soto to the first base side. Fields underhand flip to Alonso at the bag. And a 1-2-3 Mets debut for Gregory Soto. He gets a strikeout of Elliot Ramos. A ground out of Rafael Devers. We go to the 8th inning. Mets lead 4-3 on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the all-new Nissan Mirage.
Must be something heaven sent. Payback for the love I spent. Oh my, this time I'ma keep it going. Stay fucked up, feel so good. High on my, the sky underneath my feet. It never looked so good. Oh my, that's right. I'ma keep it up. Stay fucked up, that's my mood. Oh my euphoria.
2 doubles. Marte's been on twice. Beatty has reached on a walk. And then even beyond that, Alvarez in that 8 spot, single and a double. And then you have Ronnie Mauricio, a triple shy of the cycle, if it gets that far in the inning. So Beck, the righty, faces McNeil. First toss. Swinging a high fly to left. Ramos over toward the alley and left. Stops, makes the catch. And on one pitch, McNeil is retired. Mets did face Beck back on Friday night, went 2 scoreless innings across the middle of the game. That was at the time where the Mets had opened up a 6-1 lead. He came in, just calmed things down. Here's Marte batting right-handed. Pitch. Missed low and in. 1 ball and no strikes. Mets have won 6 games in a row. Looking for the sweep today. They'll go to San Diego, see the Padres, and then home next weekend to see these very same Giants at Citi Field. Beck's 1-0. Marte lines one to center field. Lee working his way in. Now sprinting in. Can't get it. Dunks in for a hit. So Marte has found grass again. That is his second hit. He's been on 3 out of 4 times. When it's working right now. Marte cannot hide that smile at first base. And a lot of things falling his way. So they tally it up here. 13 for his last 22. Pretty good. So here's Brent Beatty, who has walked in 3 trips. Mets by a run, 4-3 New York, top of the 8th. He's a lefty. Beck, the righty from the belt. Slide step, pitch. Missed outside with ball 1. And speaking of slide steps, that's one of the strategies that a pitcher will use to fire his pitch to the plate with a runner on base. Instead of lifting the leg or rocking it back, it helps get to the plate quicker. Slow down the running game. Slide step again, the 1-0, in for a strike, and it's 1-1. The Mets, by the way, have stolen 26 consecutive bases. And so the league is certainly taking notice. This is all part of the plan. When you face the Mets, no matter how many they've stolen in a row, they've shown the ability to be aggressive in these moments. And Marte, even in his stage of his career, has stolen 5 out of 7. So there's a chance he gets moving here. And Beatty does hit a lot of ground balls to the right side. Trying to avoid a double play as well. 1-1 on Brett with 1 out. Next pitch. Strike outside corner. Spun him a sweeper, and it's 1-2. Mets on Friday won 8-1. It was one of the more comfortable games you will find in any season, especially when you're playing really tough teams. Yesterday, nail biter, and today, back and forth. Mets up 4-3. 1-2. Chop right side. Smith has it at first, turns, and backpedals to the bag. Beatty had stopped running, and Smith gets the out. Marte went to second. So that was a ground ball to the right side. Marte was not moving on the pitch, even though there were 2 strikes. And so the ground ball was hit, but no double play turned by the Giants. It was hit maybe 70 feet up the line. Smith grabbed it, and he was between Beatty and the bag, so that's where Brett started to slow down, and then Smith froze and then just backpedaled his way to the bag. But now big at bat for Alvarez, man in scoring position, 2 outs. Pitch. Check swing, breaking ball, he went around. According to the home plate umpire, Ryan Blakeney, who pointed at him and said, yes, he did. And so 0-1 on Alvarez. Francisco, also a good day. Single and a double. And both times that he's gotten on, he's come in. Came in the 3rd inning when the Mets took a 1-0 lead. And then after they had lost the lead, it was tied. He came in to score what was the go-ahead run of the time in the top of the 5th on Ronnie Mauricio's RBI double. 0-1. Fouled straight back. And it's 0-2. So that at the time put the Mets up 2-1. Immediately, bottom of the inning, in the 5th, Matt Chapman hit his 2nd home run of the game, a 2-run home run that put the Giants up 3-2. The Mets hit 2 solo home runs in the 7th to jump back in front by a run. Great game today. 0-2. Pitch. Missed low. Tried the breaker. It's a sweeper. That's 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's really been an exciting game. These are big game scores against the Giants team that'll be hovering around that wild card, so head-to-heads are big. Mets are just trying to win, of course, every game they can. 1-2. Down and out. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Giants, meanwhile, they've lost 8 out of 10. They will see the Pirates starting tomorrow. They're desperate to win this one. Runner at second base, 2 outs. 2-2 pitch. Hit on the ground, shortstop hole. Adames to his right, has it on the backhand, throws across in time, getting Alvarez. That's a Gold Glove play right there by Willie Adames. Deep in the shortstop hole, off balance, making a throw. No runs, 1 hit, 1 left in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Mets by a run, 4-3.
Pretty close to heaven now. Moments of euphoria. I am never coming down. Oh my, this time I'ma keep it going. Stay fucked up, feel so good. High on the sky underneath my feet. It never looked so good. Oh my, that's right. I'ma keep it up, stay fucked up. That's my mood. Oh my euphoria. Maybe I'm an alien. Must be something heaven sends. Payback for the
Lead after 6, and they could draw it up with their bullpen nicely. They went Garrett for the 7th, Static for the 8th, Edwin Diaz closed it out in the 9th. Today, Gregory Soto pitched the 7th. Here's Reed Garrett in the 8th, and I'd imagine Edwin Diaz, Sugar, will get the 9th. Reed, the righty, facing the righty, Willie Adames. First pitch. Strike pins the outside corner, a cutter, and it's 0-1. Today, balls have been flying all over the place. Matt Chapman's hit 2 home runs. Mauricio's hit a home run. Soto's hit a home run. 0-1. Missed down low. 1 ball and 1 strike. So usually in this place, of course you think about a home run. It can happen at any time. But in this place specifically, fewer than others. However, today all bets are off. That's why a 1-run lead is a little scary here late in the game. The 1-1. Rounded foul off of Adames' foot. He goes crumbling to the ground and lays on his back and then rolls back up with the seat of his pants. And Alvarez, catcher, pulls him up off the dirt.
I mean, you know what that is?
I do. People helping.
Yeah, it is.
And here come the trainers, but Adames is waving them off. And they'll take a little convincing here. They're going to check him out anyway. In those moments, it is immediate pain off the inside of his left foot. And so he's just hoping that adrenaline can carry him over the next few moments of this at-bat. But for Garrett, he's ahead 1-2. Infield around to the left, playing into pull big time. Beatty up the middle. 1-2. Fouled straight back. By the way, failed to mention that Tyrone Taylor is into the game in center field. That's the defensive move for Jeff McNeil. Jeff did get what looks like his final at bat in the 8th. Mets have kept the infield intact. Sometimes they'll take Ronnie out of the game at third, but he's supposed to hit in the top of the ninth, so they're not going to take him out yet. 1-2 in the dirt. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Speaking of center field defense, if you've been wondering where in the world is Carmen Sandiego or Jose Siri, Siri is not close to doing much of anything baseball-wise for the Mets, which is really, really tough news because he's a talented player. 2-2. Rounded foul. Carlos Mendoza said today, and I think it was Mike Puma that had to go, what's that now? Did you say he's running in a pool? Okay. So that is the update on Jose Siri. He is running in a pool. Where is he going? I don't know. What is he doing? I can't tell you, but he's running in a pool to work out that lower left leg that was injured in California in April. 2-2. Line toward left field. Base hit for Adames. Taylor over to cut it off in the gap and fire in Willie Adames. The leadoff single in the 8th, so that's the tying man on. And here's the man of the hour for the Giants, Matt Chapman.
Dangerous spot for a guy that's gone deep twice already in this game. And it's a one-run game right now, and it's a back-and-forth game, and it feels like it's not decided yet.
Meeting on the mound with Alvarez, Garrett. Here comes everybody else in a blue uniform for the Mets. By the way, that injury update on Jose Siri brought to you by the Rothenberg Law Firm. If you're injured in an accident, the game plan is simple. Just go to injurylawyer.com. So here is Chapman. Chapman, a home run in the 4th inning that tied the game 1-1. And as I mentioned just a moment ago, Mets jumped in front. Top of the 5th. Kodai Senga, though, gave up the 2-run home run on the first pitch to Chapman in the 5th. That vaulted the Giants back in front. The Mets are ahead 4-3. Meeting on the mound is over. Reed Garrett facing right now the scariest hitter in the Giant lineup. Tying man at first, nobody out, 8th inning. Chapman, a right-hand hitter, first pitch. In for a strike, inside corner sweeper, 0-1. And the thing about that second home run, too, when he swung at the first pitch and hit it out, you get scared when a hitter might be just in the zone. 0-1. Down and in. 1 ball, 1 strike. And if you're wondering, what's a good example of that, go check out what Nick Kurtz did the other day for the A's against Houston. Yastrzemski on deck, Dom Smith to follow. Garrett facing Matt Chapman here. The 1-1. Pumped over the outside corner, strike 2. Got him with a cutter, and it's 1-2. Chapman takes the long walk, and palm up, calls for time from Ryan Blakeney. Wind gusting all over this place, coming in from right if you look at those flags, going out to center if you look at those flags, swirling at Oracle Park. Runner at first. Alonso holding him on. 1-2. Swing and a miss. Struck him out with a splitter. Reed Garrett gets Matt Chapman. So that threat is squashed. And here is Mike Yastrzemski with 1 away. Because Reed Garrett doing his thing. That splitter, pulling the string on that pitch, dropping in the zone. Not as dramatic a drop as the Kodai Senga forkball that we saw earlier. But similar idea. First pitch to Yastrzemski, the lefty. Misses inside with ball 1. Now, Reed Garrett, uniquely for him and for this season, he's calling his own pitches in the pitch comm that is on his belt off his right hip. Mauricio is in at third. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Outside corner fastball. And it's 1-1. Previous years, especially last year when Reed was really pitching in high leverage moments, the catcher would call, and Reed would shake and shake and shake, and with the pitch clock winding down, he found himself gasping for air, so to speak. 1-1. Pulled deep, but foul off to the right, and off the brick wall, but the foul part of the brick wall. And it's 1-2 on Yastrzemski. So this year, the Mets made a point of Reed Garrett to call his own pitches. Now, he'll sometimes, because Alvarez has been back there for 8 innings, he's seen these swings all day, Reed will call 2. And he'll basically say, you pick. That's pretty interesting for Reed Garrett. Right now, pitching in the 8th, 4-3 Mets. Runner at first, 1 out. 1-2. Pitch. Up high, missed with a fastball. Alvarez thought about a snap throw to first, but thought the better of it. And it's 2-2 on Yastrzemski. Yastrzemski, they throw all around the lineup, wherever Bob Melvin is feeling that day. He's 0 for 2 today with a walk. Does have 8 homers and a .695 OPS. Middle infield looking for 2. Pitch. Just missed off the outside corner. Splitter fading away. Not close enough. So it's ball 3. Dom Smith, lefty, is on deck. Sellout crowd announced today, 40,124 in San Francisco. Payoff. Swing and a foul ball that was not held by Alvarez. It popped off his glove up into the air and to his left. And he looked for it, saw it, and then dove to his left and couldn't make the catch. So that was really close.
That would have been electric.
Hey, you know those tips that are just in and out of the glove? That one popped into the air. So Yastrzemski fights to stay alive. Adames hasn't budged at first. Alonso holding him on. And time called, I think, by Alvarez, who's showing his hand to Ryan Blakeney, the pitching coach. Now Alvarez is walking in front of home plate. Oh, his pitch comm was not working. So that freezes Garrett a little bit before a big 3-2 pitch. And it kills the momentum if there was any. So it cuts a little tension here. Outfielders are playing straight up. Infield looking for a double play ball. Runner at first. 3-2. Swing and a miss. Got him. Ball in the dirt. And with first base occupied, Yastrzemski nowhere to go but the third base dugout. Garrett with another strikeout. And here comes Carlos Mendoza. He's going to go to his bullpen to get Brooks Raley in here to face Dom Smith, the lefty. Garrett does his job. 2 outs. Runner at first. 8th inning in San Francisco. Mets by a run. This pitching change, call to the bullpen, brought to you by the New York Lottery. Get out there and play the newest scratch-off games for a chance to win.
Think a new central air conditioning system is out of your budget? Think again.
Must be something heaven sends. Payback for the love I spent. Oh my, this time I'ma keep it gone. Stay fucked up, feel so good. High on my, the sky underneath my feet. It never looked so good. Oh my, that's right. I'ma keep it up. Stay fucked up, that's my mood. Oh my euphoria.
The 8th, runner at first, 2 outs. Brooks Raley, the lefty, on the mound. He was supposed to face Dom Smith, a lefty. So Bob Melvin makes his chess move and goes to get righty, former Met, Wilmer Flores. It is a bench full of righties today. Andrew Kisner, the backup catcher. Luis Matos, outfielder. Casey Schmidt, infielder. But Wilmer certainly the best bat off the bench. First pitch. Grounded foul, third base side, off the dugout railing. Strike 1. Wilmer is a pinch hitter this year, 3 for 7 with a double. He's had a good year with men in scoring position, but not here as runner at first base. 0-1. Missed outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. So this is the 4th game for Raley, who's coming back from elbow surgery. Pitched twice in that Angels series. Made his debut on July 19th against Cincinnati. 1-1. Missed away. 2 balls and a strike. So Raley is just a huge lefty to have in that bullpen. And then the Mets brought in Gregory Soto. And so you've used 2 lefties today. Carlos can have a lot of fun. 2-1. Drilled deep but foul. Pulled down the left field side. 2-2. Not a whole lot of fun in that foul ball. Strike 2 on Wilmer. It just gives you options as a manager. Soto pitched a scoreless 7th. Here we are in the 8th. 2-2. Missed outside a changeup. And it's full. The catcher, Patrick Bailey, who's a switch hitter, is on deck. Adames off first. He led off the inning with a single against Reed Garrett. Raley ready. Runner goes. 3-2 pitch is grounded weakly up the third baseline. It's going to be a base hit. Mauricio picks it up in the grass. Wilmer Flores has a little rinky-dink infield single. Adames to second. The inning continues. Raley got the soft contact that he wanted. He just wishes it wasn't that soft. And so it's now first and second. Jeremy Hefner out to the mound.
That's probably the only way that Wilmer gets an infield single is a ball's little dribbler into no man's land. There's nothing that Raley or Mauricio could have done.
So Raley a chance there, but he'll now have to go after the next guy, Patrick Bailey. As we told you multiple times, because it was just such a momentous thing when he hit that inside the park walk-off home run against Philadelphia a couple weeks ago. It's only the 8th inning here. And he's facing a lefty. He's much better against righties. First and second, 2 outs. Mets by a run in the 8th. Pitch. Missed inside. Ball 1.
Giants are 0 for 20 with runners in scoring position in this series.
It's unbelievable. First of all, poor situational hitting. And on the flip side, great situational pitching by the Mets. 1-0. Line towards center. Taylor fighting the sun. Makes the catch. It was hit right at him, and he deked the ballpark by freezing, holding his glove up in front of his face. But the ball found its way right into the glove, and Brooks Raley gets the Mets out of the 8th inning. 2 more left on base by the Giants. The Mets take their 4-3 lead to the 9th on Odyssey Mets.
Your day in baseball starts with MLB Central.
Let's get it started.
Lead off your morning with
Must be something heaven sent. Payback for the love I spent. Oh my, this time I'ma keep it gonna stay fucked up, feel so good. High on the sky underneath my feet, it never looked so good. Oh my,
You and the bullpen. Insurance, mighty key. And Ronnie Mauricio leading off is a triple shy of the cycle. Homered his last time into McCovey Cove. Switch hitter batting left against the righty. Jelly's pitch. Line foul left side. Strike one. Sean Jelly, by the way, spells his last name with an H. H-J-E-L-L-E.
Right.
He is 6'11". 0-1. Miss low. 1 ball and 1 strike.
Yeah, that's tall.
Sometimes I spell Jerry with a G. And did I? That's a John Voight Seinfeld deep cut right there. Here's Jelly's 1-1. Low and in. 2 balls and a strike. I'm getting that big-eyed look from Pat going,
John Voight?
Should I know about this?
The actor?
No, the periodontist. Come on. Mauricio, Nimmo, Lindor. Here's the 2-1. In tight, 3 balls and a strike. Of course, a leadoff walk would work well. Ronnie would love, a triple to complete the cycle. He has singled, doubled, in a run, and of course hit the solo home run, which tied the game in the 7th. Soto followed suit to give the Mets a 4-3 lead. Jelly winds and deals. It's lined in the air to left field corner. Ramos racing over. This is a fair ball up against the fence. Mauricio to second with a double. Ronnie Mauricio, a 4-hit day in San Fran. Single, 2 doubles, homer, and he has set the Mets up with a big insurance run at second base to start the 9th inning. His day is done. Luis Angel Acuna is going to come in to run for him and also to bolster the defense for the bottom of the 9th. What a day for Mauricio, a 4-hit day. Certainly his best day up here at the major leagues. And the Mets fans give him a little hand here in San Francisco as he walks down the steps of that first base dugout. So again, you have Acuna at second base, and flat out the Mets have to bring him in. Brandon Nimmo up, Lindor to follow, then Soto. They've got the guys to do it. Top of the order, though, has been uber quiet today, except for that Soto home run. Corners are in, middle infield back. Jelly's pitch. Fought off foul to the left for strike one. Jelly this year has pitched to a 7.71 ERA. He's been in that bullpen for a couple of years. Came back, though, from AAA Sacramento on Tuesday. Second stint up here. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Biting slider down and in. And it is 0-2. Infield back around to the right. Nimmo 0 for 4 today. He's behind 0-2. Mets by a run on the 9th. Pitch. Grounded off of his foot. Foul. He walks it off. That stays 0-2. Mets as a team, as far as their runners in scoring position, Mark and Pat outlined beautifully where the Giants have struggled mightily. They are 0 for the weekend with men in scoring position are the Giants. Today, the Mets are just 1 for 10 with men in scoring position. And again, so they have to score that run at second base here. 0-2. Served in the air, left center field. Hit well, lead back to the track, turns. It's off the fence. Acuna comes in to score. Nimmo's at second with a humongous 2-base hit. 5-3 Mets in the 9th as the Mets once again go back-to-back doubles. This time, Nimmo brings in Acuna, and the Mets have a little cushion in San Francisco. So big on a 2-strike pitch.
Yeah, that was a hanging breaking ball, and Jelly knew it immediately. As soon as Nimmo made contact, he spun because he threw a spinner, and Nimmo took advantage.
So now Lindor batting left. 5-3 Mets in the 9th. Jelly steps off. There was a little play there at second base where Adames, the shortstop, came sprinting in behind Nimmo. Nimmo went back, and Jelly wasn't going to throw over there, but just stepped off. By the way, Edwin Diaz is throwing in the Met bullpen for the bottom of this inning. Jelly head on a swivel. First pitch, swing and miss. A long swing there from Lindor, trying to reach that 95-mile-an-hour sinker away. And it is 0-1. Francisco today has brought in a run, but he's 0 for 4. The run was an RBI ground out. That was in the third inning. Pitch. Missed high. 1 ball and 1 strike. Has had a pretty good weekend. Game on Friday, and the Mets won 8-1. He was a huge part of it. Hit his 20th home run of the year. And time called at home plate. That is by Lindor. By the way, Brandon Nimmo, who's at second base, double number 20. He's also 1 home run shy of 20 homers for the 3rd straight year. And there seems to be no doubt that he'll get to that. Only July 27th. Jelly ready. Another look at second. Now the pitch. Low and in. Lindor moves that back foot out of the way. And it's 2 balls and a strike. So if Nimmo hits his 20th home run, that'll put the Mets at 4 with 20. The record, by the way, was set in 2019. The Mets had 5 players with 20 home runs. Of course, Pete was one of them that year, his breakout rookie season. Jelly's 2-1. Popped him up, left side of the infield. Chapman at third, right near the bag. Makes the catch. 1 away. 2019, Pete, Michael Conforto, who was with the Giants the last 2 years. J.D. Davis, another former Giant. Todd Frazier and Jeff McNeil all hit 20 in 2019. Here's Soto, who's at 25 home runs now with his shot in the 7th inning, which for the moment is certainly the biggest hit of the game. The one that Nimmo just delivered has given the Mets a 5-3 lead. Pitch. Missed away. That's 1 ball and no strikes.
Conforto hit 33 that year.
I mean, you're telling me you go year by year on Conforto. It just kind of, not to say grinds your gears as a Met fan, but man, what could have been kind of thing with Michael Conforto. Here's the 1-0. That's low, and it's 2 balls and no strikes. 2019, too, not to take away from guys' accomplishments, some people have said that the ball was a little bumpy that year, a little bouncy. The Braves and the Twins set single-season records for home runs hit by a team in the same year. Nimmo at second with 1 out, 9th inning, 2-0. Missed outside, ball 3. Maybe the Mets can get a little greedy here. Got Soto and then Alonso on deck. And now they're just going to put on Soto, intentional walk. No need to fight your way back, but all of a sudden you've set the table now for Pete Alonso, who is just 1 for 12 this weekend. But that hasn't stopped him from making a major difference. He won the game with his glove last night. And now a chance to add to the lead. Of course, 2 runs is great. More than that would be cherry on top. 5-3 Mets. Righty against righty. Jelly's pitch. Hit on the ground is short. Right there with Adames. Flip to second, 1. Wisely to first. Double play. Alonso grounds into the 6-4-3. Inning over, but the Mets do add a run. Brandon Nimmo makes it 5-3. A 2-run lead. 3 outs to go. Edwin Diaz coming on. Bottom of the 9th. Mets up in San Francisco on Odyssey Mets Radio, powered by the...
Must be something heaven sent. Payback for the love I spent. Oh my, this time I'ma keep it gonna stay fucked up, feel so good. High on the sky underneath my feet, it never looked so good. Oh my, that's right, I'ma keep it up, stay fucked up, that's
A couple of hard hit balls, the lead double off the wall, the Bailey ball that Pete caught to end the game. So Diaz looking to be sharp here, facing Brett Wisely. First pitch, lefty takes a strike, 0-1. Well, sharp has been the name of the game this year for Diaz. 42nd appearance, had an all-star season, a 1.51 ERA. Pitch up high, 1 ball, 1 strike. And plus, the Mets gave him that insurance run. Brandon Nimmo's double in the top of this inning has made it a 2-run cushion. 1-1. Wisely fights it off foul. Out of play, left side. And it's 1-2. Luis Angel Acuna stayed into the game to play second base. And Brett Beatty goes from second to third. Of course, Tyrone Taylor, second inning out there in center field. 1-2. Missed high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Edwin has saved 22 games, which is tied for 8th in the majors, 3rd in the National League. Robert Suarez of the Padres, who the Mets will see starting tomorrow in San Diego, he has 30 saves. Diaz trying to convert number 23 here. 2-2. Just missed outside a slider. 3-2. I took a little double take when I saw before. Diaz has already saved more games this year than he did last year, which is hard to believe, but he saved 20 all of last year. This has been a much, much sharper Edwin. Payoff. Lofted in the air to right. Soto trotting over. This is not deep. He's shy of the track and makes the catch. And there's one away. Speaking of Juan Soto, he is our Thrive Well Infusion Thriving Player of the Game. Thrive Well Infusion, New York's premier infusion and injection center. Schedule your appointment at thrivewellinfusion.com. Soto's solo home run in the 7th has put the Mets up, and they're hoping for good. 5-3 New York, and here is Jung-Hoo Lee. They are clapping for Jung-Hoo Lee here in San Francisco. The Jung-Hoo crew, they call it. First pitch to the lefty. Outside, miss with 98. Ball 1. Giants 3 runs. All of them thanks to Matt Chapman. Solo home run, 2-run home run. 1-0. Lee lines it the other way, but slices foul into the crowd. And it's 1-1. Lee has walked in 4 trips. Then you have Ramos on deck, who has also just walked in 4 trips. Giants have been out hit by the Mets today, 12-6. 1-1. Way outside. 2 balls and a strike. Now, Lee, of course, took Diaz deep fewer than 24 hours ago. Deep to right center, that is, off the high brick wall. 2-1. Up and in. Ball 3. Little speedster lefty. Second season with the Giants. Diaz getting a new baseball here. Lee, 7 seasons in the KBO. 6-year, $113 million deal. 3-1. Outside. So that puts the tying run at the plate as Diaz walks Lee. Elliot Ramos coming up. 5-3 New York. Ramos has hit a ball on the ground today. He does that here. Mets can try to convert a double play. The speediest of the runners is, of course, Lee at first. Acuna shaded up the middle. Lindor deep at short. First pitch. In tight. And hit him. The home plate umpire said it hit him. And John Gibbons runs from the dugout step to the phone to get on the horn. Check the replay. And the Mets want to challenge this. So for now, hit by pitch would put the tying man on, winning run at the plate. And a look at the replay. I didn't get a great look at that, but the Mets saw enough to say challenge.
New York is challenging the call on the field of hit by pitch.
So that was in tight by Ramos's left elbow. He's a righty batter. Pitch running in on him. ESPN going to get the slow-mo for us. And it doesn't look like it hits him, but the angle that we're seeing, the ball almost disappears behind the elbow, so it's not really a great look, but it also looks like it doesn't hit him at all. And even now they're showing the umpire cam, which is, of course, the reverse view of the pitcher cam Tony about with the ball off the elbow. The umpire cam is a little bit clearer. Now, let's see. Oh, man. I mean, if it grazed a hair on his elbow, maybe.
On the field stands, the batter was hit by the pitch.
Wow. So the call on the field was hit by pitch. The review says stands, and it's first and second. So it was such a gray area for the umpires there. I told you, you couldn't quite tell if it did or did not. And because the call on the field was hit by pitch, they will go with that. Huge call in this game. So now here's Devers with the game on the line. And though Chapman has hit 2 home runs today, Rafael Devers is forever terrifying. Mets up by 2. 2-1 though, winning run at the plate. 1 out. First and second. First pitch. High and away, ball 1. Again reviewed, and the call stands. Even though, man, you go back and look, hard to tell. 1-0. Swing and a miss. Devers just tried to end the game with that swing. 98 at the knees. As a Giant, he's hit 4 homers in 33 games after the trade from Boston. It calls for time. When the Giants traded for Devers, they were 10 games over, and they had a 2-game lead on the Dodgers in the division. Since then, 13 and 20. 1-1. High and outside. Diaz misses. Ball 2. Devers is 0 for 4. Single yesterday. Double on Friday. 2-1. Check swing pitch up and away. Appeal to third. No swing. Ball 3. So what do you do now? You can't lay him a cookie. But if you walk him, that'll load the bases. 3-1. Swing and a miss. 98 down and in. It was in for a strike anyway, and it's 3-2. Diaz unafraid with that pitch. 5-3 Mets. Lee at second, Ramos at first, 1 out. Payoff. Outside. Devers walks, and the bases are loaded. Alvarez out for a walk in the grass. No meeting for Diaz, but Lindor comes down from short. Hand in his glove. Speaking to Edwin. Making sure he stays focused. Trying to get him through. Here's Willy Adames. Signed the biggest contract as a free agent in Giants history. Bases loaded, 1 out. 5-3 Mets. First pitch. Strike, top of the zone. 98. Adames didn't love it, but it was in there. And it's 0-1. First year of the 7-year, $182 million contract for Willy Adames. Bases loaded. Infield back. Pitch. Swing and a miss. High fastball. 0-2. Remember, just 1 out here. And Adames turns, kicks his feet, and calls for time. Almost poetically, the man on deck is Matt Chapman, who's hit 2 home runs today. Lee at third. Ramos at second. Devers at first. 0-2. Strike 3 called outside corner. 2 down. 3 straight strikes for Diaz. Adames watches the third one. And now the Mets have to get through Matt Chapman to win the game. Matt Chapman hit a solo homer in the 4th to tie the game. 2-run home run in the 5th to give him the lead. Mets by 2 in the 9th. Bases loaded. First pitch. Strike inside corner. 0-1. Oracle Park, all 40,000 on its feet. Chapman calls for time. Lee at third. Ramos at second. The tying men. Devers the winning run at first. 0-1. Foul back to the screen. Elevated fastball. Big cut, but it's 0-2. Chapman has already taken his time. Diaz loves to get it back and get going. Chapman climbs back in. Mets 1 strike away. Fans on their feet. Bases loaded. 0-2. Up and in. Missed with a fastball. That was 99 from Diaz, trying to add a little extra. Outfielders are playing straight up. Infielders back around to the left. Runners take their leads. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Ball game. Edwin Diaz strikes out Matt Chapman, who had hit 2 home runs today, and the Mets win it 5-3. The Giants, who couldn't get a big hit all weekend, leave the bases loaded. Make it 7 in a row for the Mets, who have swept the Giants in a 3-game set. They are shaking hands at the end of it, are the Mets, who win it today.